Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park in the heart of downtown London, Ontario, for this evening's contest between the London Majors and the visiting Toronto Maple Leafs. It's another Friday night here at the ballpark, third of the year, and it's good to be back here on Friday night for today's ball game. We'd like to start the telecast as we welcome you inside the Game Day London broadcast booth, wishing a very happy birthday to my broadcast partner, Noah Smith, who is not here tonight. He is away with his ball team, but a very happy birthday to Noah, who is celebrating today. For the Majors, they're looking to get back into the win column. Last weekend, 2 games were played, one against the Guelph Royals and one here at home against the Kitchener Panthers. 2 losses for the London Majors. Both games, they allowed 9 runs in the contest. There's been a lot of shakeups for the Majors since that ball game, and they'll be looking to see if that can lead them to some success here this weekend as they host Toronto here on Friday night, and the Barrie Baycats at home for the annual Father's Day contest this year presented by Foxwood Homes on Sunday afternoon. The Toronto Maple Leafs were last in action on Sunday. They'll be back in action again this upcoming Sunday at Christie Pitts as well for the Father's Day game. I briefly touched on it there. The Majors have had a lot of changes in the past couple of days. A lot of guys coming back, some familiar faces, and a new one as well. Getting the start here tonight will be Anthony Benitez. Benitez, a 6'1" left-handed pitcher who pitched a number of seasons in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, making it as high as AAA, typically sitting around high A ball. He's a 5-pitch pitcher. He's got 2 fastballs, a couple of breaking balls, and a changeup as well. So we're excited to see what Benitez offers for the Majors today. And then another guy, a returning face for the London Majors this season, played with the team in the 2019 campaign and then departed to greener pastures in professional baseball, back with the Majors in the IBL here tonight, is Miles Miller. Miles Miller was a stellar performer for London in his time in 2019, really reinvigorated that outfield, and it was a big piece of the Majors getting into the 5 spot down the stretch and winning a game in the first round against the Welland Jackfish. Another guy who came over to the Majors in that 2019 season and is back once again is Josh Williams, a first baseman. 6'5", 240 pounds. Josh Williams, a big man with lots of power, spent 2021 with the Majors as well before he got injured. He is back with the ball club this season. He will not be playing in tonight's game, but he should get into a ball game here fairly shortly. As players get introduced onto the field right now, we're nearly set for game action. The Majors, as mentioned, 2 losses last weekend. In Guelph on Saturday, it was by a score of 9-6. Edison Gonzalez took the loss for London in that contest, went 5 innings, conceded all 9 runs, though only 7 of them were earned. The Majors had a home run in that ball game from Tommy Reyes-Cruz and Byron Reichstein. Reyes-Cruz has been heating up with the bat as of late after a bit of a slow start to the season, as you see Cleveland Brownlee take the field for the Majors, to much applause as per usual. So the Majors now sitting at 4-6. It was an 0-3 start to the season for them. Then they climbed all the way back to 500 and have since dropped off just a little bit. They will attempt to get 1 game closer to that 500 mark. They win both this weekend. They're back at 500, sitting at 6-6 on the year. But for now, they sit 2 games under, lower in the Intercounty Baseball League standings than they are accustomed to, in 6th place, just a game ahead of the Guelph Royals and 3 ahead of the last place Brantford Red Sox, sitting at 2-10. The inverse of that record is 10-2, and that's where the Welland Jackfish sit in first place. We'll get our first look at them in a few weeks here at Labatt Park. You see him on your screen there. That is Anthony Benitez. Fresh into London, Ontario, getting the start in his first ball game with the Majors this season. It is almost time for the national anthem here at Labatt Park. We will take a quick break and be right back. You're watching the Majors and Maple Leafs on MajorsTV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah.
I have to say, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
watching London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Impeccable timing with our anthem with the commercial break as we are back here at Labatt Park for action between the London Majors and the Toronto Maple Leafs on this Friday evening at the Forks of the Thames here in downtown London. My name is Dylan Baker. Be carrying you through the ball game on my own tonight. No Noah Smith, no J.C. Solomon, so we look forward to this contest here on this Friday night against the Maple Leafs. Already the third matchup for these ball clubs this season. They've seen a lot of each other on the year, obviously opening the season in Toronto were the Majors at Christie Pitts as you get a look at Anthony Benitez, and we'll get into him in just a little bit. But the Majors started the year on the road in Toronto at Christie Pitts. Their very next game was right here at Labatt Park against these same Maple Leafs, and now they face off once more here at Labatt Park for the third time this season. The Leafs, managed by Rob Butler in the 2023 campaign, sit in second place in the IBL at 8-5. Well, we've talked about him a little bit so far in the pregame show. Anthony Benitez from Agua Dulce, Panama, is the new arm for the London Majors this season. Getting the start here tonight. Spent many years in the Arizona Diamondbacks system, 7 seasons to be precise, making it all the way up to AAA with the Diamondbacks organization. One of his better seasons came in Single A with the Kane County squad in the Midwest League in the Diamondback system. Never started that season, but had a .203 earned run average in A-ball that year. A guy who had the bulk of his early career appearances as starts and then became a reliever as time progressed. We'll get the ball here tonight for Roop Chanadats Ball Club, looking to provide a much-needed presence on the mound because Owen Boone has been stellar for the Majors. Jared Lund has been very good when he's been called upon, but the Majors have been lacking a third very, very good arm, and Roop Chanadat is hoping that Anthony Benitez can be that guy for this ball club. Throw down from Eduardo De Olio complete, and we are set for action here as Jose Vinicio will lead things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Vinicio, Mara, and Salazzo, as we are so accustomed to seeing for this Toronto ball club over the last 2 seasons. Vinicio will bat left-handed against the lefty Anthony Benitez. Vinicio takes a breath, looks out, and we get the signal from Justin Snively. We're good to go. Off into the windup is Benitez. First pitch well inside on Vinicio for ball 1. First pitch at 7:40 p.m., just a few minutes after scheduled start time. Benitez looks in for the sign from Eduardo De Olio. Here's the pitch, that one in the dirt, scooped out by De Olio. Two balls, no strikes, the count from Anthony Benitez. Vinicio squares around to bunt. That one skips in as well. So 3 balls and no strikes from the Majors lefty. Looking to settle in, surely some nerves and some excitement in his first start as a London Major. Definitely a guy who's been around. Was the setup man for his Mexican League ball club last season. Mentioned that one of the highlights of his career was striking out Manny Ramirez in an outing. Here's a 3-0 home to Vinicio. That is inside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. to begin the first outing for Anthony Benitez. The Majors defensively tonight line up a little differently than what we've seen so far this season. From left to right in the outfield, it's Miles Miller back in action for London. He's in left field tonight. Drew Lawrence is in center. Starling Joseph is in right. On the infield, Dan Battelle is at third base. Keith Gandel at shortstop. Tommy Reyes-Cruz in his customary spot at second. And Byron Reichstein playing first base for the Majors in this ball game. Eduardo Diolio catches Anthony Benitez as that one misses inside to Justin Mara, and Benitez has started the ball game with 5 straight balls, all of them missing inside or low. Trying to settle in here. Here's the offering. That one inside as well. 2 balls and no strikes. It's 6 straight from Benitez that have missed. Pretty healthy crowd here on this Friday night at Labatt Park for this ball game against the Maple Leafs. Always a good crowd when Toronto's in town. Obviously, the Intercounty Baseball League Finals match up the past 2 seasons in 2022 and 2021 as the crowd tries to get behind Benitez and cheer him on. Here's the 2-0 home. That's in the dirt, gets away from Diolio, and Benicio will easily pick up 90 feet. He'll get himself into scoring position now as this inning continues to get away from Anthony Benitez. We'll see the ruling on that pitch. It'll likely be a wild pitch, and it is. Three balls, no strikes. It's been 7 balls for Anthony Benitez to start the ball game. Benicio, fake jump off of second. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4 to Mara. So Anthony Benitez has started his Majors career with 8 straight balls, and he has walked the first 2 batters. Benicio got a free pass, and Justin Mara did as well, which puts 2 runners on for the big bat of John Salazzo. Salazzo batting .404 on the season. 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in just 12 games. Salazzo has had a stellar start to his year. Trying to make the Majors pay for allowing the first 2 runners aboard. Crowd trying to get a strike out of their left-handed arm. Benitez takes a peek back at Benicio at second. Here's the first offering. That's in the dirt. Make it 9 in a row as that one is ball 1. Good here, Cleveland. Brownlee trying to encourage his starter. 1-0 the count on Salazzo. Here's the offering. Inside, ball 2. It's been the same location where Benitez has missed repeatedly so far in the ball game. It's been low and inside to all of these lefties. Benicio, Mara, and now Salazzo. 2-0 the count. It's been 10 in a row that have missed. That one finds the strike zone. It's a called strike from Benitez, and the crowd gives him a cheer. So 2-1 the count here in the top of the first inning. Salazzo ready in the box. Home plate umpire tonight is Justin Snively. Rob Companion is over at first base, and Bob Blake is the third base umpire. You see him on your screen there. Benicio breaks for third. That pitch well inside, and it is ball 3 on Salazzo. So Benicio steals third base. Justin Mara stays over at first. Did not feel his jump was good enough. In on the cut of the grass is Dan Battelle, the third baseman. Runners on the corners now, nobody out. The 3-1 home from Benitez. That one misses for ball 4. So the bases are loaded on 3 consecutive walks from Anthony Benitez, and now Majors pitching coach Brent Wales will leave the dugout to go talk to his left-handed starter. Benitez having a hard time settling in his first outing as a London Major. 4 straight balls to Benicio, 4 straight to Mara. Got a strike in on Salazzo, but walked him as well. Majors are back in action on Sunday afternoon for the Pack the Park game, a Father's Day tradition presented by Foxwood Homes. Admission is free to that ball game, so make sure you get your tickets soon because this park fills up pretty quickly on those Pack the Park games every Father's Day between the Baycats and the Majors. Anthony Benitez, fresh off the pep talk from pitching coach Brent Wales, is getting set to face J.J. Dutton in the batter's box. Dutton, the cleanup hitter, and center fielder in the ball game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Dutton batting .353 on the season. Here's the offering. In the dirt, ball 1. .14 pitches, 13 balls, 1 strike for Benitez. 1-0 count. Benitez sets, takes a breath. Here's the offering. That one misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count. Here is the offering. That one on the outside corner, strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike from Anthony Benitez, still looking to record his first out. Here's the pitch. That one is outside and low for ball 3. Action in the Majors bullpen. Well, movement, no throwing just yet. Braden Farrington and Cam O'Reilly both standing and walking around a little bit in case they'll be needed today. Majors hope that they don't have to use them this early. Here's the 3-1 home from Benitez. Off the plate outside, ball 4. 4 batters, 4 walks, and a run is scored for the Toronto Maple Leafs as Jose Vinicio trots home. It is 1-0 Maple Leafs, and that'll bring up David Alvarez. Alvarez, the number 5 hitter for Toronto. A young guy for the Maple Leafs. 2004 born player coming in at 19 years of age. Batting in the 5 spot for Rob Butler's ball club. First pitch strike. The first time that Benitez has been able to get that across in the ball game. It's 0-1. Bases loaded, nobody out. Big spot for the youngster. Benitez, the pitch. Breaking ball. That one's a beauty. Gets in there for strike 2. So Alvarez has been taking all the way so far, and he's fallen behind in the count 0-2. Benitez trying to record the first out of this inning and get things back on track. Corners are in for the Majors. That's Reichstein and Battelle at first and third, respectively. The 0-2 home. On the ground. That one will just get foul, and it is still 0-2. Justin Mara stands at third, John Salazzo at second, and J.J. Dutton over at first base. All 3 of those runners walked. So did Benitez, who scored. Here's the pitch to Alvarez. Takes a wipeout breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Not a bad waste pitch there from Benitez, but already at 22 pitches, yet to record an out. He'll be looking to even out that pitch count here shortly. Alvarez set in the box. Behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Benitez takes a breath, comes home from the set. Alvarez in the air, center field. Lawrence charging hard. He makes the grab. He's got a good arm. Here's the throw to the plate. Reichstein doesn't cut it. Tag! It is in time. A double play for the Majors. Drew Lawrence comes in, makes the grab, and fires it home to record the first 2 outs of the top of the first inning and energize this crowd. Drew Lawrence has really impressed with the arm that he's shown off this season. It's been stellar. He's got several outfield assists for the Majors, and right there, another example of it. Fires a cannon to home plate DeOlio with a good tag, and they are able to set down Justin Mara trying to tag up as Robin Fox-Pappas steps into the batter's box. Salazzo at second, Dutton still over at first base. First pitch from Benitez in there for a strike. A good defensive play like that from your center fielder can get you back on track as a pitcher. You've got the momentum going your way. You can settle in just a little bit knowing that the defense behind you is a good one, and Lawrence put that on full display there. It was a tough play to begin with because he had to run such a long way, but then allowed the momentum to carry him into that throw, and it was a beautiful out record of the plate as that one finds the outside corner. Benitez, after hardly being able to find the strike zone to the first 4 batters, has rarely missed on the last 2 as Alvarez only saw 1 ball, and Fox-Pappas is quickly behind 0-2. Fox-Pappas, a former Hamilton Cardinal. Here's the 0-2 home in the dirt, ball 1. Both times that Benitez has been ahead 0-2, he has tried a breaking ball in the dirt to set down his opponent with no success so far in those attempts. 1-2, 2 out, 2 on for Toronto. Benitez gets the sign he wants from DeOlio. Comes set out there on the mound, peeks back at second base. Another look, and comes home. The offering, outside and low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd getting behind their left-handed arm. 2-2, 2 out, 2 on for the Maple Leafs. The pitch. Line drive right back up the middle. That'll get through into center field. Lawrence charging hard. Salazzo getting the wave. Lawrence bobbles it out in center. And Salazzo will trot home, scoring the second run for the Maple Leafs in this ball game. It is 2-0 Toronto here in the top of the first inning. That ball was not hit overly hard off the bat of Robin Fox-Pappas. Bit of a cue shot into center field. Lawrence charged hard, trying to get a throw to the plate to retire Salazzo, but ended up overrunning the baseball. Grant Tamani into the batter's box now for the Maple Leafs. 2 on, 2 home already as that one is off the plate outside from Benitez. The next pitch will be pitch number 30 in this first inning for the Majors lefty. Takes a peek at Dutton at second. Here's the 1-0. Up and away. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 out. Benitez comes set out there on the mound. The offering. Outside corner, he hits it, and it's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Here is the offering to Tamani. That's in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Benitez still looking for his first major strikeout. Both outs have been recorded on the double play that Drew Lawrence was able to get for the Majors in center field. Here's the 2-2 home to Tamani. Outside corner called, strike 3. All in all, a pretty good job limiting the damage there for Anthony Benitez. Allows 2 runs to come in to score, but after walking the first 4 batters, that's not a bad situation. Helped in large part by the double play from Drew Lawrence in center field. Benitez heads back into the dugout with his ball club behind a pair of runs as you get a look at the Majors dugout on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. First of many looks, first of many mentions, I should say. We've already seen the 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera in action tonight at Labatt Park. Getting the start here for the Maple Leafs tonight is Sam Green. Green, a right-hander who joined the Leafs last season and really impressed. Sam Green was a stellar ad for that ball club last year, and he's looking to continue that success this season. So far, it's been smooth sailing for the most part for Sam Green. 4 starts, 5 games total, 2-1. The ERA a little bit elevated at 5.57, but in his last outing against the Jackfish, he conceded 8 runs. That's really what's boosted that ERA, because in his previous few outings, it was 1 earned run, no earned runs, and then 2 before, 2 in each of his outings before that 8-run affair against the Welland Jackfish. That was a game that the Maple Leafs lost by a score of 16-8. That was 6 days ago at Welland Stadium, so he'll be looking to bounce back here tonight for Toronto against this Majors lineup. The Majors will be led off by Miles Miller, joining the ball club once again after a stint in 2019. Tommy Reyes-Cruz and Eduardo Deolio follow him in the top 3. Byron Reichstein bats cleanup. Cleveland Brownlee hitting 5th. Starling Joseph hitting 6th. Dan Battelle, Drew Lawrence, and Keith Candell round out this Majors lineup. Miles Miller in discussion with Brad Wales, Majors third base coach, on the sideline there before heading out for his first plate appearance back in the Intercounty Baseball League. Miller, a guy who was well-traveled, has played all around professional baseball. Played in the Mariners organization. A native of Windsor, Ontario, went to Cameron University in the University of Northwest Ohio. Majors are thrilled to have Miles Miller back. In his time with the Majors, mentioned that he was very good. Just a fantastic performance. So much energy was brought to the ball club by Miles Miller. He's played tons of games in the Pioneer League, in the Frontier League. He's been all over the map. And he's looking to bring that experience back here to the Majors ball club, looking for a bit of a spark right now. 2 games under 500 at 4-6 as Miller rolls into the batter's box for his first trip to the plate of the 2023 season. Miller says hello to Justin Snively and Justin Mara. Couple of Justins behind the plate in the bottom half of the innings. One for the Leafs, one the home plate umpire. Green comes set out there on the mound. Miller in the batter's box. That one up and away for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Here is the offering. That one outside, 2 balls and no strikes to the Majors left fielder in the ballgame. Miller played primarily in center field in his first stint with the Majors, but in left here tonight with Lawrence patrolling center field and Joseph in right field. Miller fouls that one back. It's 2-1. Maple Leafs, despite scoring 2 runs in the top half, only had 1 hit. Two balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Miller ready, so does Green. Miles Miller drives that one to center field. A couple of steps in for J.J. Dutton, and he's under it to make the grab for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. One away, and that'll bring up Tommy Reyes-Cruz, the second baseman for London in the contest. Reyes-Cruz hitting .342 on the season. Couple of home runs as well. One in Guelph, one here against Brantford on June 2nd. Sam Green comes set out there on the mound. That pitch is off the plate outside for ball 1. Green working out of the stretch, one of the more modern pitchers. Modern style of pitching, I should say, for Green. A lot of guys don't like to work out of the windup anymore, prefer to work out of the stretch. Here's the 1-0. That one misses as well to Reyes-Cruz. He started the first 2 batters with 2 balls. Didn't affect him against Miles Miller as he got a foul ball and then a fly out. Here is the 2-0 home. Reyes-Cruz belts that one to right field. Going back onto the right fielder Alvarez towards the warning track. He falls over, and he came up with a baseball. A nice grab from David Alvarez, the right fielder for Toronto in the contest, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the first inning. Eduardo Deolio will step into the batter's box now for London. He's a guy who can get the Majors on the scoreboard in a hurry. Miller and Reyes Cruz both flew out in their first trips. Here is the first pitch to Deolio on the outside corner. That's strike 1. The 0-1 home from Green, breaking ball. Deolio foul tips that one. He wanted it back. You could see the frustration after that hack, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sam Green a pitch away from getting out of this frame on just 10 pitches. Gets the sign he wants from Mara and comes set out there on the mound. Here is the offering. Deolio gets a piece and is able to fight that one off, fouling it straight back to the screen. Count remains 0-2. Deolio, the player of the week a couple of weeks ago in the Intercounty Baseball League. Green nods along, gets the sign he wants. Here is the 0-2 home. Deolio way late on it. Drives that one down the right field line, but well foul. And we'll try it again here on 0-2. Green takes a breath. Gets the sign he wants from Mara and sets out there on the mound. Here comes the 0-2 home. Off the plate outside, it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Green ready out there on the mound. Here's the offering. Breaking ball, that's low and away to Deolio, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deolio, not a guy who gets cheated up there at the plate. That's been evident so far in this at-bat. Fell behind 0-2, fought off some tough pitches, and has since taken 2 balls to even up the count. 2-2 with 2 away. The offering from Green on its way. Deolio sends that breaking ball high in the air, first base side. It will drift into the crowd, be missed by everybody, and luckily didn't hit anybody. A few rows deep on the first base side. Byron Reichstein waits on deck if the inning gets that far. Green ready on the mound. Here is the 2-2 home. Deolio scorches that one down the line towards the Majors bullpen. That one's fouled off as well. Make that 5 foul balls in this at-bat for Eduardo Deolio. 8 total pitches. He's been making Sam Green work. Two out. Green comes set out there on the mound. The offering to Deolio. Did he swing through it or foul tip it? It was a swing and a miss, and Justin Mara applies the tag for strike 3. So the Majors go down in order in the bottom of the first. They trail by a score of 2-0 after 1. You're watching the Majors and Maple Leafs on Majors TV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
watching.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park for the top of the second inning between the Majors and the Maple Leafs. Toronto scored 2 in the first frame thanks to some control issues for Anthony Benitez. Struggled with the walks in the top of the first. The four first batters were issued a free pass, allowing the first run to score. Then Drew Lawrence made a nice play to get 2 on a fly ball to center field that Justin Mara tried to tag up on before Robin Fox-Pappas blooped one into center to score another run, and then Grant Tamani struck out looking to end the frame. The Majors went down in order in the bottom half of the first. As Benitez looks to get back on track, he'll have to face Yoshi Ishihara, followed by Justin Murray, and then back to the top of the order for Jose Vinicio. Throw down from Eduardo Deolio, and we are set for the second inning of play. 3 games going on across the Intercounty Baseball League here tonight as Barrie is in Hamilton. Bottom of the first there, no score. Kitchener is in bottom of the second in Hamilton, 3-1 Barrie, so there definitely is a score at Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium. Baycats in the lead there. Kitchener is in Brantford later on tonight. 8 o'clock start, just not quite underway yet as that one misses in the dirt for ball 1. It's quite possible there's a bit of a sun delay in Brantford. Not uncommon. 1-0 home from Benitez on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. We appreciate that you're tuned in here with us on Majors TV on this Friday night from Labatt Park, Toronto and London as Ishihara fouls that one off. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes, I should say, to the leadoff man in the top of the second inning. 8-9-1 for Toronto as they lead by a pair. Benitez into the windup. Here is the 1-2 home. Ishihara, cue shot, shallow right field, tough play. Joseph charging, headlong dive, and he makes the grab. Starling Joseph, a tremendous play, laying out to make a grab on that baseball, and there's one gone here in the top of the second inning. Boy, oh boy, what a tremendous play by Starling Joseph there. Had to come in hard, and he made the grab on the dive. Great job by the Majors right fielder, a guy who's seen action in center, in left, and in right this season. Last year was mainly out in right field. As Justin Murray steps into the batter's box, he's the designated hitter. The first pitch from Benitez is in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0, that's off the plate outside. 2 balls and no strikes with 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Here is the 2-0 home in there for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Murray. Benitez, in the contact he's allowed, it's not been particularly hard. Fox-Pappas, his single was a bloop into center field. That one a bloop into right as Keith Candell ranges over to his right to make that play. Throw on to first. Scooped nicely by Byron Reichstein, playing first base here this evening, and there are 2 gone. Another example of not an overly hard-hit baseball that Benitez has conceded. Aside from the walks, he's looked pretty solid so far. Byron Reichstein with a smile on his face after that play. Knew he made a really nice play on that throw from Candell in the dirt that he dug out. Back to the top of the order now, it's Jose Vinicio. Vinicio walked to start the ball game and start the walk train for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Vinicio, Mara, Salazzo, and then Dutton all walked as that one misses inside. One ball, no strikes here, 2 away. Oh boy, look at that in right field. It's the handstand line out in right. Great look at that. Fans having a good time on this Friday night. You know what? There's a fence there. If I had the ability to do a handstand, which I don't, I'd probably try to pull it off there too, as that one is on the outside corner to Vinicio. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here is the 1-1 home. Vinicio flails at that one, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 away. Benitez into the windup, trying to finish off Vinicio and send the Majors back on the bats. That one not quite where he intended it, as it goes behind the Maple Leafs shortstop. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jose Vinicio in the batter's box. Anthony Benitez trying to finish him off and end the top of the 2nd inning. He's into the windup now. Here's the pitch. Vinicio fouls that one off. A tough guy to strike out. Jose Vinicio, a lot of foul balls. He's a very patient hitter as well. Here comes the 2-2 once again. Vinicio left that one. Did he go? Bob Blake, the third base umpire, says no, he did not. So the count gets run full, and that's what I'm talking about with Vinicio being a tough guy to strike out. He lays off a lot of good pitches, does not offer at him, and right there, an example of it. That one, lots of movement across the plate, and Vinicio did not chase. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Benitez nods along. He's got the sign he wants. The full count offering in the dirt, ball 4. DeOlio a pick behind the plate. And Vinicio has walked for the 2nd time this evening. Still not an official at-bat recorded as Justin Mara steps into the batter's box. Mara also walked in his first trip to the plate. Vinicio takes his lead off of first base. Here's the pitch from Benitez. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Benitez, 5 walks, 1 strikeout so far. Faking a break is Vinicio. DeOlio got out of the crouch to make a throw, and that one got straight to the backstop. So 2 balls and no strikes the count now on Justin Mara. Vinicio has put himself in scoring position after the wild pitch. He stole third earlier in the ball game. Not afraid to steal third base. Some guys, it's tougher for them. They don't want to go for third. Vinicio not hesitant to do so when the opportunity arises as Benitez takes a peek back at second base and comes home with the 2-0 inside to Mara. 3 balls and no strikes. DeOlio going to take a trip out to the mound here to chat with his lefty. Benitez retired the first 2 batters in the inning pretty easily. Ishihara pop out to Joseph. Great play by Starling Joseph. And then Justin Murray, a ground out to Keith Candell. That ball wasn't hit very hard either. But then a walk to Vinicio. Couldn't put him away after he had him in a 1-2 count. And now behind 3-0 to the big bat of Justin Mara. Benitez wearing the number 29, as you see on your screen in the Majors pinstripes. Here's a 3-0. Vinicio fakes a break. That one in there for a called strike from Benitez. It's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike the count, 2 away. Benitez, quick peek over to second base. Here's the pitch to Mara. That's in the dirt. It gets away from DeOlio, and that will allow Vinicio to claim third base as well. Benitez, over the past few pitches has spiked a few of them, and that's allowed Vinicio to pick up some more bases than the Majors would have liked. Could be standing at second after that walk. Instead, he's 90 feet away from scoring a run over at third base. John Salazzo steps into the batter's box. He's got Mara over at first and Vinicio over at third, just as he did in his first at-bat. Salazzo ready in the batter's box. Benitez ready out there on the mound. Here's the first offering. Just misses for ball one. Crowd not too pleased with that decision. The 1-0 on its way. Salazzo swings through it, got a piece, but it's right into the glove of Eduardo De Olio, and it's a ball and a strike here with two gone. Coming set, the Majors lefty, offering to the plate, well outside. Justin Mara picks up second base without a throw. Leafs trying to induce a potential throw to second, allowing Vinicio to score if Mara was safe, but instead, Mara just picks up 90 feet. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Salazzo ready in the batter's box. The pitch from Benitez home, off the plate outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Benitez in danger of losing yet another batter. He's walked 6 in the ballgame so far through an inning and 2/3. Already at 57 pitches. Comes set out there on the mound. 3-1. Here's the offering. In the dirt, ball 4. 7 walks now so far in the ball game for Anthony Benitez. No movement in that Majors dugout. Not to the bullpen nor to the mound to talk to the lefty. Group Chanadad and Brent Wales, the Majors manager and pitching coach, are in a conversation, though, trying to figure out what the best course of action here is in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch to J.J. Dutton on the ground in the hole. That one's going to get through. It'll score 1, maybe 2. Vinicio trots home. Mara gets the stop sign. The throw from Miller is cut off by Dan Battelle, and it is 3-0 Maple Leafs as they're able to cash on this 2-out rally that they've started. 3 straight walks for Benitez, and then a base hit from J.J. Dutton. Once again, not hit overly hard, but hit in the right spot. Battelle was shaded down the line, trying to protect against anything that may have found the line. Candell was at normal depth, and that just found the hole right between the two of them. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up David Alvarez. The pitch is going to miss for ball 1. Here is the 1-0 home. Alvarez takes that one low. It is 2-0. Alvarez fell behind 0-2 in his first at-bat, wound up sending a ball to center field that Mara couldn't quite score on, as Drew Lawrence fired a strike to the plate. But in this at-bat, he's ahead of the count, 2-0. Benitez set out there on the mound. Here's the offering to Alvarez. Inside and low, 3-0. Benitez in danger of walking his 8th batter of the ball game so far through an inning and 2/3. It has been tough sledding for the left-hander in his first appearance as a London Major. Here's the 3-0 home in the dirt, ball 4. 4-0 Toronto here in the top of the second inning as Benitez issues another free pass. And the Majors trail by 4. Action in the Majors bullpen. Skylar Janice getting down there in a hurry. We'll see if he's the one who throws. It will be Janice getting on the rubber. and beginning to throw in a hurry as Robin Fox-Pappas steps into the batter's box. You get a look at Janice getting loose on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. Bases loaded, 2 away. Here's the offering, breaking ball, outside corner, strike 1. So Benitez able to find the zone after issuing a 4-pitch free pass to Alvarez. Salazzo stands at third, Dutton at second, Alvarez over at first base. The 0-1 home. Swing and a miss. Way ahead of that pitch was Fox-Pappas, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, bases loaded, time called. Fox-Pappas looks like he's got something in his eye. Here is the 0-2 home. That's outside in the dirt. DeOlio did a good job getting over to block that baseball. Had he missed it, it would have gone to the backstop and allowed Salazzo to score. DeOlio slow to get up to his feet here, sitting on one knee right now. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Fox-Pappas 1 for 1 on the day, has an RBI single in his lone trip to the plate prior to this one. This is already the 15th batter the Maple Leafs sent to the plate in this ball game, and it's the 2nd inning. Fox-Pappas steps out again. One and 2 the count. Benitez looks in. Here is the offering. That's in the dirt, ball 2. And Freddie Benitez at 67 pitches through an inning and 2/3. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 home already in the inning. Here's the offering to Fox-Pappas in the dirt, ball 3. DeOlio goes out, delivers a message to his pitcher before heading back into the crouch. Roop Chanardant standing in the dugout, taking a peek at Janice getting loose. Full count with 2 away. All the runners will be off on the pitch. That's Salazzo, Dutton, and Alvarez from third, second, and first, respectively. Time called by Fox-Pappas. Third time he stepped out in this at-bat. The 3-ball, 2-strike pitch. Runners off. That one in there, called strike 3. Fox-Pappas thought he had ball 4, but Anthony Benitez gets out of the top of the 2nd inning with a strikeout looking, same way he ended the first half of the ball game, and the Majors now trail by 4 runs. It's been a less than ideal start to the contest for the Majors left-hander, and the Bats have some work to do as they come for their 2nd trip to the plate of the ball game. Looking at some numbers for Benitez so far, 8 walks, 2 strikeouts through 2 innings of work. Has stranded 5 runners, 3 wild pitches. Only 2 hits allowed, and we talked about how the quality of contact is not particularly great from the Maple Leafs. But he's only thrown 26% first pitch strikes. His strike percentage overall is at 38%. And he'll be looking to get that sorted out if he gets a 3rd inning of work, and it looks like he will because Skylar Janice has sat down in the bullpen. On your screen is Sam Green, who threw a 16-pitch, 3-up, 3-down 1st inning against these Majors. He sat for a while, though. Sat for a while in the 1st inning. Did not matter to him, and now in the 2nd inning, he sat quite a while as well. We'll see if it impacts him this go-around. Sam Green, a native of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Relatively young guy. 26 years old for the right-hander, standing at 6'3", 205 for the Maple Leafs. And you talk to anybody around this organization, the Maple Leafs that is, they are quite pleased with the addition of Sam Green as you get a look at some fans playing around down the left field line. And we'll take this time to remind you to follow the Majors on social media at London Majors on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and right here on the London Majors YouTube channel. You can find us at London Majors on YouTube, as you already have. Byron Reichstein settles into the batter's box here for the first time in the ball game. Reichstein will be followed by Cleveland Brownlee and Starling Joseph, as the Majors still in a pretty good part of their order to get something going. They've still got 8 at-bats, including this one, but they're down 4-0. Here's the pitch on the ground to second base. It's Tamani, shaded perfectly. Lobs that throw over to Fox Pappas, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the second inning.
Number 35, Cleveland Brownlee.
You hear the applause there for Cleveland Brownlee as he gets ready to take his first hacks of the ball game. Cleveland this season batting .278. 5 runs batted in. Still looking for his first walk on the year as the first pitch to Brownlee is in there for a called strike. Brownlee 3 home runs on the season. Pardon me, he does have 1 walk. The 0-1 home, breaking ball. Brownlee on the ground in the hole. Tough play. Salazzo cuts off Vinicio on the run throw. Fox Pappas came off the bag, but was able to get back on in time to record the second out. A nice play on both ends there for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Salazzo and Fox Pappas combining for the second out of the bottom of the second inning. And Starling Joseph will look to prolong the bottom half of this frame for the Majors as he steps up for his first hacks in this contest. First pitch to Joseph is fouled off towards the Majors dugout. Look, that went through the net on the dugout there. Majors players had to be on their toes. Bit of a chilly night here at the ballpark on this Friday evening. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, Joseph, line drive, right center field, chasing after the center fielder Dutton. He's not going to get there. Around first, digging for second is Joseph. He'll pull up right there as the Majors break into the hit column with a long double from their right fielder. Joseph busting a move over at second base, as he always does. London's got a runner in scoring position with 2 away, and Dan Battelle will be sent up for his first hacks. Battelle batting .379 on the season, albeit in fewer at-bats than some of his teammates. 29 on the year. He's 11 for 29, 7 runs batted in. Battelle's been quite solid for the Majors so far this year. In a spot where he could drive home a run. That one is going to miss for ball 1. Mentioned it's a bit of a chilly evening. 17 degrees here in London as that one is flown out to left field. Moving back on it is Ishihara. He's camped under it, and he'll make the play to retire the side. So the Majors do get their first hit in the bottom of the second inning as Starling Joseph hit a long double, but that's all they get. We're through 2 complete here at Labatt Park. We'll be back. You're watching the Majors and Maple Leafs on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
Welcome back for the top of the third inning. As Anthony Benitez takes the hill for the London Majors. Despite what you saw on your screen, no special guests here in the broadcast booth, the Game Day London broadcast booth just yet. We do recommend you tune in, though, in the top of the fourth inning for a visitor as Benitez tries to settle in here in the third inning. He has struggled up to this point, 69 pitches through 2 innings. His ball club trails by 4 runs. Benitez, as we've talked about, in this ball game, has not allowed a ton of hard-hit baseballs, but he has severely struggled with his command. He has missed all over the place in the strike zone and outside of it, so the Maple Leafs have been able to get base runners in that fashion. In the top of the third inning, it'll be 7, 8, and 9 for Toronto. Grant Tamani, Yoshi Ishihara, and Justin Murray due up for the Maple Leafs. Into the windup goes Benitez. The offering is going to miss for ball 1. Skylar Janice got up to get loose in the top of the second inning. However, he is not throwing at the moment in the bullpen, and obviously not in the ball game as Benitez up at 70 pitches. Here's the offering. That is in there for a called strike. And it's 1-1 to the Maple Leafs' second baseman. The 1-1 home in there for a called strike as well. 1-2. Into the windup goes Benitez. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by DeOlio. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Majors left-hander fared very well against the bottom of the order in the last inning, but once things got turned back to the top, that's when the Maple Leafs were able to capitalize. So Benitez will look to go 1-2-3 here and not allow the top to come around in this inning, though that one misses for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. To Tamani. Tamani on the ground in the hole, going to be a tough play. Batella dive. It's Candel who comes up with it on the run, throw to first, and it's in time. Great play by Keith Candel, the Majors shortstop. And there's one gone now in the top of the third inning. So 1 away in the top of the third, and that'll bring up Yoshi Ishihara. First pitch to Ishihara will miss for ball 1, low and outside. The 1-0 home. Ishihara lines that one down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, but that one is foul as Joseph gave chase down the line. It's a ball and a strike now. Here in the top of the third inning. The pitch is in the dirt. DeOlio tried to scoop it unsuccessfully. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 away. inside, and it's 3 balls and a strike to the Maple Leafs left fielder. That one is in there, according to the home plate umpire, Justin Snively. So full count to Yoshi Ishihara. He thought he had ball 4. Working quickly, Benitez. Here's the pitch. Cue shot on the ground to Dan Patel, ranging over to his left, throw to first. Reichstein gets nice and low and is able to dig that one out for the second out of the top of the 3rd inning. Good play on both ends there for the Majors. Justin Murray steps in for the second time today. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop in his last trip. That was just back in the top of the 2nd. The Maple Leafs have been batting around. We talked about the importance of getting through this inning in 1-2-3 fashion for Benitez as he looks to complete that feat, though he's behind Murray 1-0. Here's the 2-0. That one will miss, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 pitch from Benitez is in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1 now to Murray. Murray, a late addition to the starting lineup for Toronto in this ball game, was not supposed to start, but was added by Rob Butler, who actually came up to the press box here, the Game Day London press box at Labatt Park, and made the change as Murray takes his base after a 4-pitch walk. And Jose Vinicio will dig into the batter's box, so Benitez not quite able to retire the side in order, as would have been desired. Vinicio settles into the batter's box. Benitez looking in from the rubber. Vinicio already up there for his 3rd plate appearance of the ball game. Here's the pitch from Benitez. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Skylar Janice is back up and throwing in the Majors bullpen, albeit lightly at a leisurely pace, as you get a look there on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. A bit smoky at Labatt Park tonight. Here is the 0-1. Vinicio hooks that one down the right field line, well foul into the bleachers as some fans try to pounce on that one. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Vinicio looking to continue his on-base streak in this ball game. Has been on twice with 2 walks. Here's the 0-2 home. Vinicio jammed. That one will get through, though, into left field. So he gets on once again on a ball that got very far in on him, but he was able to fight it off and send it the other way between Candel and Patel. So runners at first and second now for Justin Mara. Anthony Benitez up at 89 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. The Ballflowers here at Labatt Park, typically pretty tough on Justin Mara. Haven't heard them tonight. Not sure if they're in attendance. They're tough, but it's a friendly tough. They usually get along quite well, Mara and the Ballflowers, as that one misses inside for ball 1. 90 pitches in the ball game for Benitez. 36 of them have been strikes. That's an even 40%. Here's the 1-0 inside. 2-0 now. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Swing and a miss by Mara there. Took a big hack at the high fastball, but came up empty on the swing. So 2 balls and a strike now on the Maple Leafs catcher. The 2-1 home. Fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Two runners on for the Maple Leafs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Anthony Benitez trying to get out of this top of the 3rd inning. Scoreless. Majors do trail by 4 in the ball game. Here's the pitch. Mara checked his swing. Did he go? Bob Blake says no, he did not. That's ball 3. Benitez thought for sure Mara went around. He was walking back towards the dugout, but instead he heads back to the mound. So a full count with 2 away. The runners will be off on the pitch. That will be Murray from second and Vinicio from first base. Vinicio fakes a break early, trying to get Benitez to bite. Here's the 3-2 home as the runners take off. That one will miss inside to Mara for ball 4. Benitez issues walk number 9 in the ball game. Correction, walk number 10 in the ball game, into double digits in the walk column. As Majors manager Roop Chanderdat heads out towards the mound here, we'll see if that's all for his starting pitcher. It has not been an ideal contest for Benitez. Roop Chanderdat just going for a little pep talk. He'll head back to the dugout now. Trying to get Benitez through this 3rd inning, and then we'll see who he turns it over to. It'll likely be Skylar Janice for a clean inning. Chanderdat heading straight to the bullpen after his talk with Benitez to discuss the plan of action with Skylar Janice. My best bet is that the plan is one more batter either way for Benitez, and the duration of that conversation between Chanderdat and Janice was not a very long one. So more than likely, a quick message such as that delivered by the Majors skipper. Here's the pitch to Salazzo. That one misses outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 away. Benitez ready on the mound. Here is the 1-0 home. Salazzo takes a big swing at that one, but comes up empty on the breaking ball, and it's a ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Salazzo ready in the batter's box. Benitez on the mound, comes set. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by DeOlio. 2 balls and 1 strike from the Majors left-hander. We've got a question in the chat asking where Garrett Takamatsu and Sean Riley have gone to. Sean Riley is retired, and Garrett Takamatsu has now returned to the Intercounty Baseball League this season. Both guys, former Leafs. Riley, of course, best known for his time in Guelph, as that one is in the dirt. DeOlio tried to pick it, came up empty. 99 pitches through 2 2/3 innings for Anthony Benitez. The next offering will be number 100. And you'd expect that Skylar Janice will come into the ball game after John Salazzo is done at the plate. Whether it gets all the way to J.J. Dutton or whether we head to the 4th inning. The next matchup favors Janice in it being a righty-righty matchup versus this one lefty-lefty favoring Benitez in theory, as that one misses low. Walk number 11 for Anthony Benitez, and Roop Chanderdat takes the slow walk out towards the mound. That will be all for his new starter here tonight. Less than ideal start to the Majors career of Anthony Benitez, as he will turn the ball over to his skipper and head back to the clubhouse. The Majors trail by 5 after 2 2/3 here at Labatt Park. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the Leafs and Majors on Majors TV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park for the top of the third inning between the Majors and the Maple Leafs. Skylar Janice into the ball game for London after Benitez threw 2 2/3 innings, 100 pitches, 11 walks. Janice trying to wiggle his way out of a bases loaded jam, and the first pitch he throws will go straight to the backstop, allowing Vinicio to score, and it's 6-0 Toronto in the top of the third. So 2 runners now aboard, both of them in scoring position. Salazzo stands at second. Mara stands over at third base. (1-0) cut on and missed by J.J. Dutton. It's 1-1. Here is the 1-1 home. Dutton fouls that one off. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Janice trying to get out of this inning for London. Gets the sign he's looking for from Diolio. And comes set out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike 3. So J.J. Dutton down on strikes to end the top of the third inning. We'll be right back here on Majors TV with the bottom half. 6-0 Toronto.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever.
No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Drew Lawrence, and he takes strike 3 called for the first out of the bottom of the 3rd inning. Not sure if you heard the chirp there from the fans. Trying to find other forms of entertainment. Their team is down by 6 at the moment in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Keith Candell digs into the batter's box. First pitch to Candell is in there for a called strike. We remind you that we're going to have a very special guest in the top of the 4th inning here on Majors TV in the press box. That one is popped foul. No balls, 2 strikes in the Majors shortstop, 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Sam Green is rolling right now. 2 strikeouts looking here in the bottom of the 3rd inning so far, and now the Majors turn things back over to the top of the order. Miles Miller will dig into the batter's box. Miller is 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. Miller skies that one center field. Moving under it is J.J. Dutton. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 3rd inning here. The Majors unable to get anything across in the bottom of the 3rd. They trail by a score of 6-0 after 3 here on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to the Majors and Maple Leafs here on Majors TV. We've got a very special guest in the broadcast booth. Host of Blue Jays Central, Jamie Campbell, joins me. Jamie, thanks so much for doing this.
Good to see you, Dylan. We've been planning this for a while, haven't we?
We have been. Last year, you were intending to come to a Majors game, and you were unable to make it out, right?
It got rained out.
Yeah. Rain out. It was against Kitchener, I think, that contest.
It was,
and
yep.
It was right here at Labatt Park. We were really looking forward to having you on the broadcast. We were looking forward to seeing you here at the ballpark. You were telling me just before we came on the air, this is your first time here.
Never been to this ballpark. I've been by it a million times.
Yeah.
I've been to London several times, but I had always wanted to come here because of the history. And I take a weekend off every month of the baseball season, and this just happens to be my weekend, and I just decided this is the time. Let's check the London Majors schedule. Let's go to a ball game.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you here. Have you had a chance to look around the park a little bit since you've been here?
I've been first base side only.
Okay.
I'm going to wander down this way because I think Braden Farrington's expecting me at some point. But I will get around to other parts of the park. But my seat over there near the first base has given me a great perspective on not only the ballpark itself, but downtown too, which quite frankly I didn't expect. I did not expect this view. And one of my followers on Twitter is up in a balcony up there wanting us to wave at him.
I did see that,
so
yeah.
I thought that was kind of
we'll give him a
special.
little wave. Yeah, that was really cool. I remember during the Majors Championship run in 2021, we had a fan on a balcony somewhere up there down the left field line that was just taking videos of every big moment, and it was lots of fun to see the fans celebrating at the ballpark during that championship run. It's really one of the best views in the IBL here. I mean,
this is incredible.
You get a view of the skyline here in downtown London. You see all the skyscrapers here. You got a view of the courthouse. I mean, this is fantastic.
I've been to London, as I mentioned many times, but I've never seen it from this perspective. So
really?
this has kind of changed me in a way. You know, I came here to enjoy a ball game. It just so happens the hotel I checked into, there are 100 baseball teams staying there. There must be some major tournament going on in town this weekend.
I believe that it's the London Badgers tournament this weekend. Week 2 of that tournament is this weekend. Lots of teams always turn out for that.
Perfect.
For that grouping. So I'm sure it's a busy one. How long are you staying in the city?
Just until tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Staying overnight. I've got to take my son to a concert tomorrow night in Niagara on the Lake. And,
wow.
I've got all kinds of things planned for Father's Day weekend.
Awesome.
But I'm here to listen to you do your job. And I know you're pretty good at it, too.
Well, thank you, Jamie. First pitch to David Alvarez is on the outside corner for strike one. Alvarez in the ball game is 0 for 1. Flew out to center field. That was the double play that Drew Lawrence was able to record. And then he walked in his last plate appearance. That one off the plate from Janice. 1-1.
My goodness, your starting pitcher had a bit of a trial tonight.
It was not an ideal first start in a Majors uniform for Anthony Benitez. 11 walks in 2 2/3 innings through 100 pitches. Exactly through that time, as that one is inside from Janice.
A lot of them looked like that.
Yeah, there were quite a few misses, balls that went to the backstop, and you know what? It's part of pitching, I guess, right?
Yes,
You're always going to
indeed.
have those rough outings, especially, first one, there were some nerves for sure, and just getting into London recently. He was fresh off of a plane, probably some jet lag there as well.
And it's abnormally cold.
It is. It's really cold for a June Friday night especially, as that one misses for ball 3 to Alvarez.
I turned to my girlfriend and I said, I've been watching baseball since 1976. I have never seen a batter walk the first 4 or a pitcher walk the first 4 batters of any game. And so this is a very special night for me.
Yeah.
I saw something I never thought I'd see.
Well, that's what baseball is, right? All that time watching the game, and you're still seeing firsts after all this time, as that one misses to David Alvarez for ball 4.
Somebody in our section said, trade him to Toronto. And at the moment, I didn't know if they were referencing the Maple Leafs or the Blue Jays.
Well,
but either way.
let's talk about the Blue Jays a little bit, Jamie. It's been a bit of an up-and-down season, but overall, Jays are above 500.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting in a very tough AL East division. The balanced schedule has really shown the inequities between the divisions.
Mm-hmm.
The AL East has been dominating.
It's been fun to watch. It's been hard to watch at times. And I know there are people that are insanely frustrated with a club that is a few games out of a wild card spot as we speak. But At least it's been interesting. I think there are people that wrongly believe this team with a good pitching staff should dominate the American League East and sail on into a division title. But as you well know, baseball's not designed that way. It's not supposed to be that easy.
It never is, and the Blue Jays have been evidence of that so far this season. 2 balls, no strikes the count to Robin Fox-Pappas, who steps out of the batter's box here, gets reset. One of the stats that's been really interesting for me this season from the Blue Jays' perspective, Jamie, is the fact that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is still searching for his first home run at Rogers Center, in the newly renovated ballpark. You think with all the storylines coming in as Fox-Pappas swings through that one on a breaking ball, that there were going to be more homers hit. It was going to be a more hitter-friendly ballpark even than before. But Vladdy's just not been able to break through with the home run at the ballpark.
Isn't it amazing?
It's crazy.
Absolutely amazing to watch. And you're right.
Alvarez takes off. Here's the throw from Deolio. It's a pretty good one, but it's not in time. Alvarez swipes second base.
The redesigned outfield, the impression was that things will be a little easier for some of the power hitters. And because we're, the 16th of June, and he hasn't hit one out at the Rogers Center, I find utterly amazing. But we've seen him go through these stretches before where he hits these 110-mile-an-hour rockets into the ground for 3 or 4 weeks, and most of them end up as singles or doubles, but none of them leave the ballpark, and that's what's happening right now.
That pitch misses inside to Fox-Pappas, so a full count here to the Maple Leafs' number 6 hitter. He's 1 for 2, drove home the second run of the ball game for Toronto. Now, Jamie, have you ever been out to Christie Pitts to watch a Maple Leafs game?
I have been to Christie Pitts, never to see a Maple Leafs game.
Swing and a miss there from Fox-Pappas, so Janice able to retire him for the first out. Now, they get a pretty rowdy crowd out there in Toronto.
They do, yes.
I don't know if you've had interactions with the Bushmen on social media.
I have not.
You have not? Okay.
You have, clearly, Ryan?
Yes. The Bushmen are a group of fans who sit down the left field line at Christie Pitts, and they're a rowdy bunch. They have a lot of fun. They've come down to Labatt Park a few times. They brought their plants, their little bushes that they bring on the road with them. I love it.
Well, I just said hello to Rob Butler on my way up here, and I tell him, as I tell anybody, it's difficult when you're basically assigned to upwards of 150-plus baseball games a year to get to other people's baseball games. So I pick and choose my spots, but am I ever glad I drove down the 401 to come here?
We're glad you're with us tonight.
This is an eye-opener. I'm coming back. I'm bringing my children. We love to do road trips like this, and this would be a special trip.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night at the ballpark, despite the cold that we've mentioned already. A little chilly, but it's always a great night on a Friday here at Labatt Park. That one misses outside for ball 2. Sunday is Father's Day, obviously, and the Majors have the Barrie Baycats in town. Every year the Majors do a Pack the Park game on Father's Day, so it's free admission for all fans. That one should be a treat as well, but there's nothing like a Friday night under the lights at Labatt Park.
Is the crowd good on Pack the Park?
Usually it is, yeah. There was a couple of years ago, it was a little rainy on the morning, so not as many fans came out, but ever since, I mean, it's been jammed in here, and it's always a fun time.
Well, I have discovered the Welland Jackfish, and we do get to a few games at the pond.
Yeah.
And my kids love it, and anything I can do to support the IBL, I will do just that.
Well, we appreciate it. The Jackfish certainly have quite the environment at their ball games at Welland Stadium.
It's different. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get a chance to kiss the fish? Is that what they do?
I refused to kiss the fish.
Okay.
I've thrown up the first pitch there, but I was offered to kiss the fish.
Okay.
The only fish I'm ever kissing are in Newfoundland.
Fair enough.
Right? If you go to a pub in St. John's, you got to kiss a cod.
That one is low. They'll appeal to Bob Blake. Pardon me, Rob Companion there says no swing, and it's a full count, 3-2.
But this is a beautiful perspective you've got here from the broadcast booth.
We're really lucky. Noah, my broadcast partner, who's unfortunately not here tonight, him and I always talk about how we take this for granted because we're here every Friday night for these ball games. We get this beautiful skyline. I mean, this is a treat. This is fantastic. Here's the 2-2 home. In the dirt, that one gets away from Deolio. Moving up to third base is Alvarez.
So an aspect of this park, and it came into play there, that I did not expect was the territory behind home plate and the expanse, quite frankly, which just seems bigger than I've seen before. There is a lot of space behind home plate.
Yeah, there really is. And one of the cool things about Labatt Park is they host some minor baseball games. So I had the chance to play here. I have the chance to play here. And I was a catcher for a little bit, and just balls getting past me to the backstop are an absolute nightmare because you have such a long way to run.
So that's often first to third.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it can be. If you got the right runner over at first base, they can make it all the way up to third base. That breaking ball from Janice is in there on the inside corner for strike 3 called. So 2 strikeouts for Janice in the inning. Alvarez remains over at third base. 2 away in the top of the 4th. Janice took over for Anthony Benitez through an inning so far, 22 pitches. Yoshi Ishihara steps into the batter's box, 0 for 2 on the day. Now, Jamie, we've got Thomas West, the Maple Leafs broadcaster, in the chat as that one's grounded foul, saying that you are welcome at Christie Pitts anytime.
And as soon as I get a free day to get down there, I tell Thomas I certainly will.
It's a little tough with your schedule, eh?
You know, it's funny. I love to travel to see baseball. I don't like to stay in my own city to see baseball unless it's the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I like different experiences, which is one of the reasons why I came here. And I treat the winters the same way. My sons and I go to OHL games outside of the GTA once or twice a year just so we can get out of the city. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's a real thing.
The 0-2 to Ishihara, lined into right field. That's a base hit. Got that one off the end of the bat and muscled it into right. Joseph plays it as Alvarez comes in to score. You mentioned some OHL games that you've been to in the winter. Have you been to Budweiser Gardens for an ice game?
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I'm old enough to have gone to the old building south of the highway, which I think is now a velodrome.
It is, yeah.
To see the London Knights back then when, guys like Brian Bradley and Bob Halkitis were playing for the Knights. That's how long ago I saw them play. But I just love jumping in a car, booking a hotel room somewhere, and going to places around this great province to see all kinds of sporting events. And might I add, what's going to draw me back to this place is an osprey at the beginning of the game that was flying all over the place with a fish in its claws.
Yeah.
And our entire section was mesmerized. I've never seen that. I mean, I've seen it in Dunedin, Florida. I've just never seen it in Ontario.
That one is fouled off the foot of Justin Murray. Now, that osprey, Jamie, has been here for over 10 years.
Okay, well, this is my first time here, so this is new.
So they actually tried to relocate the osprey from that light post because it lives on that light down the third base side. They tried to build a stand for it in the parking lot, which is just beyond the third base grandstand, and it wouldn't move. It refused to move over. As that one is flared into shallow center field. That one will get down as well. Some weak contact generated by Janice, but unable to record an out from either of those balls put in play. First and second with 2 away.
Is that the 5th hit for the Maple Leafs tonight? Doesn't it seem like they have 15 hits already?
It does, but I think it's all the walks.
They don't,
Yeah. That is the 5th hit for Toronto in the ball game. But back to the osprey.
Sorry, we're talking birds.
The important stuff, yeah.
Yes.
The birds and the fish. The osprey will often fly across with fish in its claws and just perch right there and watch the game.
So now I'm totally intrigued. What kind of fish are we dealing with here? And did they come from the Thames?
I think they do. So I think the osprey goes over because just past left field is the Thames River, and the osprey goes over and grabs some fish and brings them back for the baby osprey in the
unbelievable
in the nest. I think.
What are they, carp or something? Do we
have
no
know? Idea.
Okay.
I'm no
I
Thames
shouldn't
River
be
expert.
asking about brand names of the fish.
We've seen quite a few balls hit into the river from Labatt Park over the past couple of seasons. I don't think we've seen a ball hit into the river just yet this year. Pitch to Jose Vinicio, flared into left field. Miles Miller a couple of steps to his right. He'll make the grab. Jamie, are you free for the bottom of the 4th?
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll stay.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We got Jamie Campbell up here in the Game Day London broadcast booth here at Labatt Park. It's been a tough ball game for the Majors so far, down 7-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th, but we're having a great time up here in the Game Day London press box as previously mentioned. Jamie, so you mentioned you went to Welland. You've been here at Labatt Park. Have you seen any other IBL ballparks at all?
Not yet.
Not
yet.
It's
planned. Like I said, I love booking trips with my kids to go different places, and I have suggested this is our next stop. We tend to do Welland once a year, but after this experience now here tonight, I can firmly state that a weekend in London is certainly in the offing at some point soon. My kids love it. I mean, it's time spent with their father.
Yeah,
it's a ballpark. They can roam freely. I just love the whole. And when you become a parent of kids who play in tournaments, whether winter or summer, baseball or hockey, collecting in a hotel with a bunch of other parents and just having a really great weekend is such a great time. So as I said to my girlfriend, you make sports the excuse to travel. You make sports the destination. Pick a place to go to see a game and then just go.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And I've been doing that kind of thing since I was 16 or 17 years old. We used to go on major league road trips around the northeastern United States and various points in the U.S. once a year just to get out and say, okay, this year it's going to be Minnesota, or this year it'll be Baltimore, or this year it'll be New York. And it was just an excuse to jump in a car, and grab a couple of buddies and rent a room at Motel 6, right? Because that's the best we could afford.
Yep.
And go and see some ball games. And it was all the experience of the travel and the being together and the conversations that took place.
There's no better way to spend a summer night or a summer afternoon than at the ballpark. Like just looking out, seeing the skyline of different cities, whether it's a big league ballpark, whether it's here in the Intercounty Baseball League, right? It's just such a great way to spend an evening, to spend an afternoon, whatever it may be, with some friends. Now, we've got a really family-friendly atmosphere here at Labatt Park. Jamie, I don't know if you've seen any dogs roaming around, but dogs are permitted at the ballpark here. No, not yet.
I did discover the beer tent over here, so
okay.
I mean, I've discovered that. But like I said, I'm going to make a little journey down the third baseline. But I am so glad we came, because I've been thinking about this for years. And I guess given that I'm 56 years old and I was born and raised in Oakville, I probably should have come here, when the AA club was playing here.
Yeah, London Tigers.
But for whatever reason, we never made it. But I'm glad I made it now.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. As Tommy Reyes-Cruz steps into the batter's box for the Majors. He is in his second at-bat of the ball game, 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to right field in his first trip.
Now, can I ask, because I used to do play-by-play for the Blue Jays.
Yep.
You don't keep a scorecard?
Are you
doing
electronically.
all of this on your phone?
I am. So this is an app.
Amazing.
This is an app called Game Changer. As Reyes-Cruz pops that one up. Foul territory. Salazzo giving chase. So too is the catcher, Mara. And Mara is able to run it down in foul territory. A nice play there for the first out. So, Jamie, this app called Game Changer, it allows you to score everything on your phone. I can do pop fly, pop out, foul. I move Mara over to where he caught it, and I put that in there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it gives me a bunch of stats. So a league like the IBL, where you don't have a ton of stats available to you, it gives me a bunch of advanced stats. It gives me a pitcher's FIP in the ball game, strike percentage, all sorts of cool stuff.
That's
so
amazing.
I really love using this app because it allows me to share more tidbits on the broadcast.
Okay. See, the first thing I did when I walked in here is I looked down at your desk to see what your scorecard looked like, and there wasn't one.
Yeah.
And it confused me. But this is incredible.
Yeah, thank you. I used a scorecard my first year with the Majors back in 2019, and I was like, well, why don't I just do this? Because I've got access to more stats. I'm a big stats nerd.
Okay.
I love stats, and I love sharing stats. And this and Game Changer gives me the opportunity to do that. As DeOlio tried to check his swing, he did, says first base umpire Rob Companion. 1-1 the count.
And how old are you, may I ask?
I'm
publicly?
17.
Yeah. Excuse me?
I'm 17 years old. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Matt, to our left, gave me a chance when I was 13 years old to be the color commentator for the Majors, and I've been with the team ever since.
Wow. Oh, you have a bright future, young man.
Well, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Sam Green out there on the mound in a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch to DeOlio. Chases that one in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
So what happens if the battery dies on your phone?
Well, I make sure to bring my charger, and if I don't bring my charger, then I ask around the entire press box here, praying that somebody's got one. Otherwise, I go back and I finish scoring at home.
Ryan, this is so your generation. I can't go anywhere without a piece of paper and a pen.
Yeah.
It has to be in front of me, and I have to have marked it down myself. I would never be comfortable doing what you do, but that's your generation, and good on you.
Thank you. Thank you. Eduardo DeOlio behind in the count. 1-2 here with one away. DeOlio has had a hot start to his Majors career. First season with the ball club, was the player of the week a couple of weeks ago. There was a stretch where he hit 4 home runs in 5 games. Has quieted down just a little bit since then, but still a potent bat, batting in the 3 spot today for Roop Chanardats squad. Green steps off the mound. Action in the Majors bullpen. Cam O'Reilly beginning to get loose. We'll see if he takes over for Janice in the 5th inning or getting ready for an appearance later on as DeOlio chases that one in the dirt for strike 3. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jamie, I got to ask, you guys switched locations this season for Blue Jays Central at Rogers Center. You moved from the left field corner to another location in left field.
You're observant.
I am, yeah. It was first thing I noticed watching Blue Jays Central at the home opener.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new spot? What do you think of the new stadium, like the renovations?
I love it. And to be frank with you, I didn't think I would, because when we were behind the left field foul pole, we had a ton of space, and we were told in advance before ever seeing our new set that we wouldn't have a ton of space. And it's almost like being in a corporate box now.
Really?
Yes. Wow. I feel a little bit more protected. The view is much better. And as we learned a few days ago in batting practice, our set is actually reachable.
Really? Okay.
Which it never used to be.
Yeah.
So I turned to Caleb Joseph, my broadcast partner, on the weekend, and I said, you have to keep your head up now during BP, because in the past, a home run could never get to where we were in foul territory because of the 500 level. Mm-hmm. But now we're exposed, and we could conceivably get hit by a home run. So now we have to pay more attention.
The 1-2 to Byron Reichstein is cut on and missed for strike three. Jamie, thank you so much for joining me up here in the broadcast booth. It's been a pleasure to have you, and we can't wait to see you at Labatt Park once again.
You know, you have a bright future, Ryan. I can't
you.
do my job forever, so keep that in mind as you go on. Okay.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back here on Majors TV with more action between the Majors and Maple Leafs.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years. Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah. I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park. New arm on the mound for the London Majors. Cam O'Reilly takes over in the ball game. The young lefty. We'll see another ball game of action. Another big thank you to Jamie Campbell, host of Blue Jays Central, for joining the broadcast here tonight. Jamie happened to be in town to catch a London Majors game, and it sounds like he's been enjoying his evening, and it was a blast to have him up here in the Game Day London broadcast booth here at Labatt Park. Cam O'Reilly working in his 5th game this season. Through 5 innings of work and 4 appearances, has a strikeout, 4 walks. So the walks have been an issue. A 180 earned run average for the left-hander. As we await first pitch here in the top of the 5th inning. Justin Morrow will step into the batter's box. It will be 2, 3, and 4 for the Maple Leafs. Coming set on the mound is Cam O'Reilly. Takes a breath. Here's the first offering. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. No balls, one strike. O'Reilly working to Mara. Chopped high in the air. Reichstein fields it in foul territory. Wasn't foul by much, but foul by just enough for first base umpire Rob Companion to make that call, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Mara in the batter's box. O'Reilly ready out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt. DeOlio tried to scoop it. Eduardo DeOlio has been put to the test behind the plate tonight. Tons of pitches in the dirt throughout the ball game, not just from Benitez. So Janice threw some as well, and now O'Reilly throws his first one into the dirt. So DeOlio has been beat up a little bit behind the plate. He's started to just scoop them if there's nobody on base, as Justin Mara swings through that one for strike 3. And there's one gone in the top of the 5th inning as Cam O'Reilly gets the number 2 hitter in the Maple Leafs lineup as John Salazzo steps up to the plate. Salazzo still yet to have an official at-bat in the ballgame. John Salazzo has walked 3 times so far. O'Reilly trying to set him down for the first time tonight. Here is the pitch. Salazzo shatters his bat. It's going to be a tough play. Nobody's at first base, and Salazzo will reach. So Salazzo obliterated the bat and is able to get to first base. O'Reilly hesitated off the mound thinking he might need to get that baseball. Byron Reichstein left first base trying to get the baseball, and Tommy Reyes-Cruz, the second baseman, was the one who eventually picked it up. And with first base vacated, that allows John Salazzo to reach as J.J. Dutton will step into the batter's box. Dutton is 1 for 2 today. A walk, a single, and a strikeout looking. Cam O'Reilly comes set on the mound. He's got Salazzo standing over at first base. Salazzo yet to be retired tonight. 3 walks and a single as Dutton takes the first pitch he sees high for ball 1. That offering will miss, and it is 2 balls and no strikes from the Majors left-hander. O'Reilly listed on point streak as a third baseman, but has appeared exclusively out of the bullpen for the Majors so far this season, as that one misses, or pardon me, that one gets fouled off. It's 2-1. Matt Hiscox, our photographer, media relations director, producer extraordinaire, is telling me that O'Reilly is, in fact, just a pitcher, is not an infielder, despite what the online websites may have you believe. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. That one is in there for a called strike 2, finds the inside corner. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. O'Reilly comes set. Here's the offering. Breaking ball on the ground. This could be 2. Candell, quick shovel over to Reyes-Cruz. Throw to first, not nearly in time, as Dutton was hustling out of the batter's box. And there are 2 away now in the top of the 5th inning. David Alvarez will step into the batter's box. Alvarez 0 for 1, 2 walks, and a line out. We mentioned that Benitez walked 11 batters in his outing. Skylar Janice walked 1, so the Majors are at 12 combined walks between the 2 arms that they have thrown tonight. Now O'Reilly, being the third, has yet to walk a batter. Here's the first pitch to Alvarez. That one misses high for ball 1. The 1-0. Alvarez in the air. Shallow left field. Miller coming in. Makes the routine catch, and that will do it for the top of the 5th inning here at Labatt Park. The Majors continue to trail by a score of 7-0. And now we will take this time to give you our insurance tip of the game from our insurance guy, Eric Gagne.
Today's insurance tip, we thought we would shed some light on basement claims when it comes to water from outside coming into your basement. Many companies are limiting how much coverage you get, and people do not realize, homeowners do not realize how much coverage they need for their finished basement. So make sure you let your home insurance agent know that your basement is finished. We see many claims, at least 50, 60, 70,000 in damage with water that comes in. Everything has to be taken out. There will be contents damaged. A lot of companies are limiting that coverage. Make sure you report that your basement is finished, your home insurance agent. Make sure you get the best coverage you can for that. It may mean moving to another insurance company to make sure that you have everything covered off. So home insurance tip today, making sure that you have proper coverage for flooding in your basement. I'm Eric Gagne with our insurance guy. Now back to you guys in the booth.
Back at Labatt Park here for the bottom of the 5th inning. The Majors trail 7-0, and Anthony Benitez made his first start as a London Major through 2 2/3 innings, tossed 100 pitches. Skylar Janice threw 30 through an inning and a third. Cam O'Reilly threw 12 in his inning. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's been the exact opposite. Sam Green on the mound for Toronto has thrown 40 pitches through 4 innings, averaging 10 per inning. The most he has thrown in a frame came in the first inning. That was 16, and ever since it's been 7, 7, and 10 for Sam Green, who has been absolutely stellar for the Maple Leafs, only allowing 1 hit so far in the ball game. No runs, 5 strikeouts. Hasn't walked a batter. Majors will look to finally break through here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for London. Cleveland Brownlee, Starling Joseph, and Dan Battelle are due up for the Majors. As Cleveland Brownlee will dig into the batter's box now. Brownlee 0 for 1 on the day. Brownlee grounded out to shortstop. In his last trip to the plate. Cleveland Brownlee is 1 RBI away from 500, I am told. Here's the pitch to Brownlee. Oh boy, that one nearly ran in and got him, but he's called for the swing. Brownlee can't believe it. He wanted at least an appeal, and Justin Snively's saying no. Brownlee will take a longer walk out of the batter's box to try to settle himself after that one. Here is the 0-1. Brownlee fouls that one off the umpire, and it is 0-2. Brownlee, I don't think, was complaining with the call necessarily, but I think he was complaining with the fact that they didn't appeal down to first base. If the first base umpire, Rob Companion, saw a swing, I think Brownlee's more okay with that. He just wanted to get that extra look. But Justin Snively felt confident enough that he could make that call himself, and he did. Called it a strike swing. The 0-2 to Brownlee is in the air on the infield. Moving over the first baseman, Fox Pappas, called off by Tamani, the second baseman, and he will make the grab, for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. With 1 away in the frame, Starling Joseph will step into the batter's box. He's got the lone hit for the Majors tonight. A double to center field coming back in the 2nd inning. The crazy part about that inning, that's the inning the Majors got their hit in. They only forced Sam Green to throw 7 pitches in that inning, despite the hit, which is incredible. Green has been so efficient in his outing so far. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, drops in there. It is 0-1. Green comes set. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes here. With 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. Joseph ready in the batter's box. Green sets out there on the mound. Here is the 0-2 pitch in there, called strike 3. Sam Green makes quick work of Starling Joseph. 3 pitches, all it takes to set down the right fielder. And there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Two gone now in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and Dan Battelle will step into the batter's box for the second time today. Battelle flew out to left field to end the 2nd frame. First pitch to Battelle is in there for a called strike 1 from Green. 0-1. Here is the 0-1 home. That one misses high, and it's a ball and a strike from Green to Battelle. The 1-1 home. That one is up and away. Good fastball from Green in terms of velocity, but that one didn't quite find the strike zone. So 2 balls, 1 strike the count to the Majors' third baseman. Battelle has been off to a good start to his IBL career. Hitless in the ball game today, though, as so many other Majors are. The lone man that is an exception to that is Starling Joseph. Battelle takes that one in there for a called strike, and it is 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The pitch to Battelle, check swing, blooped into shallow left field. Salazzo a long run, and that one will drop in. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Battelle just trying to fight that last pitch off to avoid the strikeout. Just did get a piece, flared it into shallow left field. Seven 0 Maple Leafs here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Green gets set. Here's the offering to Battelle. Breaking ball, that's outside. Battelle sticks out the arm, signaling that's out. Assuring himself that it was a good take. So the count moves to full now. Here is the pitch. Battelle takes that one low for ball 4. So there's the second base runner for the Majors in this ball game. Drew Lawrence into the batter's box now for London. He's got Battelle standing over at first base. Majors need to get a rally going here soon. It's only the bottom of the 5th inning, but they trail by 7. Green comes set out there on the mound, peeks over to first base. Battelle not an overly big lead. The offering to Lawrence is on the outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Battelle stands over at first base. Still a pretty small lead over there. Not a threat to run as that one is low and away to Drew Lawrence. It is a ball and a strike. Lawrence has made a stellar defensive play in the ball game, looking to make an impact with the bat. Battelle has widened that lead just a little bit. Here's the pitch on its way. Low and away once again to Lawrence, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Lawrence looks out. Green takes a peek over at first base. You see the lead from Battelle. Same spot he's been camped out throughout this at-bat. That one is off the plate outside. Drew Lawrence displaying some good patience here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as Battelle did. 3-1 the count with 2 away. The 3-1 home. Lawrence takes a big hack at that one and comes up empty. The count moves to full at 3-2. The 3-2 home. On the move is Battelle from first base. That one is popped foul. No clank on the roof of the press box here. Matt was ready to save me if the ball made it through the metal roof. Unlikely as that may be, he was prepared. Green gets set out there on the mound. Battelle will be running from first base once again. Here is the offering to Lawrence. In the air, center field. Dutton charging hard. It's in no man's land. That ball's going to fall. Around third is Battelle. He will come in to score, and the Majors are on the scoreboard here. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it is 7-1 Toronto. A bloop single there for Drew Lawrence. With Battelle running on the full count, he's able to come all the way around to score, and that's why they do it. As you see Battelle out of breath there in the dugout. You run on that pitch because it's either going to be an out or ball 4 or a ball in play, and that one was in play. It was a long run for Dutton, who was playing pretty deep out in center field. The second baseman, Tamani, couldn't get there. David Alvarez, the right fielder, could not get there. And the Majors have found their way onto the scoreboard. First pitch to Keith Candelmas is outside. Sam Green now up to 61 pitches through 4 2/3. First time we've really seen him miss the plate a fair amount, as he's had a hard time with his command. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 out. Coming set on the mound is Sam Green. The offering on its way, cut on and missed by Candel. It's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to the Majors shortstop. Here is the pitch on its way. Candel drives that one down the left field line, giving chase. Ishihara to the warning track, and he's able to track that baseball down. A great play by Maple Leafs left fielder Yoshi Ishihara to make the grab and retire the side in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Majors get on the scoreboard with 1 run, but that's all they get in the bottom half. It's 7-1 Toronto after 5 on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Well, Majors fans just got dizzy at the ballpark. You can get dizzy with the amount of content we've got for you on our social media channels. Lots of posts on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and right here on YouTube. You can find us at London Majors on all your favorite social media platforms, as Matt Hiscox, our producer tonight, puts his face in his palm at my joke there. I thought it was a clever transition. Clearly that feeling was not reciprocated across the Game Day London broadcast booth as Cam O'Reilly heads out there for his 2nd inning of work in tonight's contest. O'Reilly pitched a clean 5th inning. That was the only frame, actually, in this ball game where the Maple Leafs failed to score a run. So O'Reilly kept them off the scoreboard in that 5th. Well, the Maple Leafs have been charged up on offense, and Cam O'Reilly's been stellar on the mound. He's been fueled by lots of good stuff, I can imagine, and we're fueled up here in the Game Day London broadcast booth by Cucina Italian Kitchen, giving us delicious Italian cuisine for all of our ball games, feeding all of our Majors TV crew, and we've got a big Majors TV crew this season. We've expanded. You may have seen the social media post before the year. Lots of people on the crew. So many people that we can't pull from the concession stand anymore, and Cucina has given us a terrific alternative because their food is fantastic. So we thank Cucina Italian Kitchen, our food sponsor for this season, as the first pitch is cut on and missed by Robin Fox Pappas, who is 1 for 3 on the day, coming up for the 4th time in the 6th inning. 0-1 count. O'Reilly takes a breath, comes set out there on the mound. The offering lined into center field. Fox Pappas now has his 2nd hit of the game, and he's aboard to lead off the 6th inning for for Toronto. Majors manager Roop Chanderdat is taking a look in towards the bullpen. Looks like somebody's going to get loose. Majors don't play tomorrow, and that allows Roop Chanderdat to use a few more arms than maybe he would have if the Majors had a 3-game weekend this weekend. But because of the day off before the next game, which is Sunday for the Foxwood Homes Pack the Park game, Majors manager Roop Chanderdat can afford to use more guys in this game. Maybe keep him to 2 innings or so, as he did with Janice, as the first pitch to Grant Tamani misses. If you keep them to an inning, 2 innings, they'll be fresh and ready to go for Sunday if they are needed. That one is hit in the air, right field. Chasing after it is Joseph. He makes the catch, and there's one away, in the top of the 6th inning. You got to look at the bullpen on your screen there previously. That is Abdiel Velasquez getting loose in the Majors pen. You see him right there on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. Velasquez now takes off the sweater as he gets ready to intensify his throwing. Yoshi Ishihara steps into the batter's box for Toronto. Fox Pappas stands over at first base with 1 away. Ishihara is 1 for 3. Squares around to bunt. It's popped up. DeOlio out of the crouch makes a nice basket catch. Ishihara popped up that attempt, and Eduardo DeOlio had to go a long way, but was able to track it down and make a nice basket catch. Ishihara maybe trying a sacrifice there, not too sure, but DeOlio, a great job making that play. So 2 away in the top of the 6th inning. Justin Murray steps into the batter's box. Here is the pitch that is in there. No, it's going to miss. And first base umpire Rob Companion says no swing. So it is 1-0 to Murray. O'Reilly comes set out there on the mound. Throws over to first base. That one gets away from Reichstein, but not far enough for Fox Pappas to think about moving up. That's the first pickoff throw we've seen tonight. You'd think with all the base runners that the Maple Leafs have had, they may have had more throws over, but not the case. 1-0 the count, 2 away. Fox Pappas stands over at first base. Not a particularly big lead, as that one is lined straight back at the screen. Ready to go if that thing got through the net. Had the hand up, would have caught it. I'm confident about that. Matt shakes his head to my left. One of the things that we don't get to experience here at Labatt Park is foul balls coming up towards the press box. You kind of get it in Welland. I remember we were there for a game and there was a ball that hit off the plate and skipped into the press box, as that one is fouled off by Murray. And then recently in Major League Baseball, John Sterling took a foul ball off the face in the Yankees radio booth. That was wild to see. And I had heard the audio before I saw the video. I was like, oh, wow, Sterling must have been clipped on the arm or something. No, it hit him in the face. Obviously, he reacted like that. It got him right in the forehead. Here's the 1-2. That one's up and away. It's 2-2. But many IBL parks are able to get those foul balls up there in the press box. Here, not the case because the netting goes all the way up. It protects you. We're pretty grateful for that, especially with some of the big power bats that we get in at Labatt Park, either from the majors or from their opponents. Some of these foul balls get hit pretty hard back towards the screen. That one would have come straight to us had it not been for the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from O'Reilly, just off the plate outside. He was hoping that he caught the zone for strike 3 to end the top of the 6th inning, but no dice, according to home plate umpire Justin Snively. Runner will be on the move from first. That's Fox Pappas. O'Reilly steps off and will reset. Some action in the Maple Leafs bullpen as well, it looks like. Full count, 2 outs. Crowd trying to cheer on O'Reilly. He comes set out there on the mound. The 3-2 home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cam O'Reilly does a good job to retire Justin Murray on a full count pitch and not allow the Leafs to score yet again in the 6th inning as they maintain their 7-1 lead. O'Reilly has thrown 2 scoreless innings for the Majors. He's surrendered 2 hits, struck out 2 batters, left 2 runners on base in those 2 innings. We'll see if he comes back out or if it'll be up to Abdiel Velasquez as Cleveland Brownlee is going to hold court for the Majors. You get a look at it on your screen there on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. Cool look at this because oftentimes we'll mention it, Noah and I, in the Game Day London press box, and we'll say Cleveland's talking to the players, but we don't get an up-close look at it like we did right there. A bit of a shorter session from Brownlee on that one, but still getting his point across as O'Reilly heads back towards the bullpen. You'd think his evening is likely done with Velasquez continuing to throw, and there is a new arm out there for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll get you who that is shortly. Apologize. Matt caught me off guard, pulling out a pair of binoculars here at the ballpark. That is Julian Timochko into the ball game for Toronto. Abdiel Velasquez, cool look at it there on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. Velasquez getting loose as public address announcer Eric Collins tries to pump up the crowd here. Looking to see which side of the ballpark is the loudest as gets everybody fired up. Majors trying to have more success against Timochko than they had against Sam Green, who threw 64 pitches through 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Left 2 runners on base. Majors hit 118 against him, only managing the 2 hits. We'll give you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard now. The Barrie Baycats were in Hamilton, or are in Hamilton, I should say, at Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium. Barrie leads that contest 5-3. The Kitchener Panthers are in Brantford taking on the Red Sox. The Panthers lead by a score of 4-2 at Arnold Anderson Stadium in Brantford. They're in the top of the 5th there. Here at Labatt Park, we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. Just a step behind the Baycats and Cardinals. It's a pleasure to have you with us. My name is Dylan Baker, accompanied by Matt Hisconks on production and Cal Johnstone on the directing. Tonight, some fans at the ballpark having a good time on this Friday evening, looking for some baseballs perhaps towards the Majors dugout. And now they've noticed the camera. The first few kids didn't notice that they were on camera, but now they realize, oh boy, we better do something here to get everybody's attention. And they succeeded, pulling out some dance moves as they tried to get the Majors fired up for this at-bat. In the bottom of the 6th inning, it is Miles Miller, followed by Tommy Reyes-Cruz and Eduardo DeOlio. Top of the order for London in the bottom of the 6th inning. Miller in the ballgame 0 for 2 in his return to the Majors. The pitch, Miller drives that one to the right center field gap. Long run for Alvarez. He's not going to be able to get there. Miller, plenty of speed. He's around first. He's thinking third. Around second. He's well on his way to third. The throw from Vinicio is high. The tag, not in time. It's a triple for Miles Miller to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Majors are in business. A pretty solid relay there for the Toronto Maple Leafs as Miles Miller takes the first pitch he sees from Julian Timochko into the right center field gap. He and Brent Wales shared a cool little celebration there. They had clearly missed meeting each other on third base. Miller's time in 2019. The Majors, you can't count them out yet. They can come back from a 6-run deficit, but they've got to get moving now because it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Tommy Reyes-Cruz in the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 as well. In there for a called strike to Reyes-Cruz. The offering from Timochko inside, 1-1. Jose Vinicio with a great throw on that relay made it very close, much closer than I thought it was going to be, particularly because the throw from the outfield from Alvarez got past the first cutoff man as that one misses inside. Any ball that gets past an outfielder, the infield will default into double cut mode, where the closest infielder up the middle will head out first, and then the other middle infielder will park himself right behind the first guy, as that one is well up and away, 3-1 in the count. So in that case, a ball hit to right field. That's Tamani going out first and Vinicio right behind him. The throw from Alvarez got past Tamani. Vinicio had to pick it up off the ground and then fired a strike to John Salazzo and almost had Miles Miller, as the pitch to Reyes-Cruz misses as well for ball 4. So a tough start to the outing for Julian Timochko, a triple for Miles Miller, and then a base on balls to Tommy Reyes-Cruz. So now there's two men on with nobody out for Eduardo Deolio. Action in both bullpens. Toronto's bullpen, they've got Ryan Burnside loosening up. Here's the pitch. That one will miss for ball 1. One-0 count. That one misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Burnside, who's loosening up in the pen, threw in the first Maple Leafs Majors matchup at Labatt Park. Here's the pitch. That one off the plate. Timochko working carefully to the Majors catcher. 3 balls and no strikes. And now the ball 4 chance get going here at Labatt Park, albeit relatively quietly. This is Timochko's first outing of the season. That pitch is off the plate outside. So Timochko issues a free pass to Eduardo Deolio. And now the bases are loaded for Byron Reichstein, which will trigger Jose Vinicio to come out to the mound, it looks like, and try to chat with his pitcher. On second thought, looks like he'll stay back, perhaps delivered a message from shortstop, but bases loaded, nobody out. Pitch to Reichstein, well off the plate. That's 5 in a row that have missed from Timochko. Going back to Reyes-Cruz, actually, that's 9 in a row that have missed from Julian Timochko. First pitch to Reyes-Cruz is a strike, and then the next 4 missed. Then all 4 to Deolio missed. That one inside to Reichstein misses as well. So that's 10 straight balls for Julian Timochko, and Justin Marr will not allow things to proceed any longer without going out to try to calm down his right-handed arm. Vinicio will head in from shortstop as well. Timochko has pitched in the Intercounty Baseball League before for the Hamilton Cardinals. 2 arms getting loose now, it looks like. Burnside in at the dugout, and An arm with a sweater on in the Maple Leafs bullpen getting loose at the moment. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out to Reichstein. One swing of the bat could make this ball game interesting here for the Majors. The 2-0 home. Outside corner, strike 1. Fans not pleased with that call from home plate umpire Justin Snively. Cleveland Brownlee waits on deck. Here's the 2-1. Reichstein belted right field. If that ball is fair, it's gone, it's hooking, and it is foul. Byron Reichstein gave that baseball a ride out to right field, but a fan is going to go with a souvenir from a foul ball as the crowd is reinvigorated into this ball game. Nobody out, bases loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Reichstein from Julian Timochko. The pitch off the plate outside. Full count. Majors trying to push runs across any way they can. Full count. Nobody out. Crowd getting into it, trying to cheer on Reichstein. The pitch on its way, fouled off. Able to battle at the plate. That one sent towards the parking lot. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The pitch from Timochko on its way. Reichstein in the air, right field again. This one is hit well, and this one is foul once again. Twice in this at-bat that Reichstein has been milliseconds, nanoseconds away from hitting a home run. Just had to be a little bit earlier on that, probably a little bit later on that baseball, I should say. Full count, nobody out, bases remain loaded for London. The pitch, Reichstein chases outside the zone for strike 3. A good off-speed pitch there from Julian Timochko, and Byron Reichstein goes down swinging. Cleveland Brownlee gets introduced. The Wallflowers singing Cleveland's song here at Labatt Park. Bases loaded, 1 away for the big man, sitting on 499 career IBL RBIs. That one will miss low. 1-0 to Cleveland Brownlee. One ball, no strikes. The pitch, Brownlee chases one low, and it's 1-1. On deck for London is Starling Joseph. Toronto not out of the woods if they're able to retire Brownlee in any other fashion aside from a double play ball. Coming set on the mound is Timochko. The 1-1 home to Cleveland. Fouls that one off. The game plan very clear for Julian Timochko. Pitch Cleveland Brownlee low. Not allowing anything up that Cleveland can drive. It was a leadoff triple for Miles Miller, followed by a walk to Tommy Reyes-Cruz and a walk to Eduardo DeOlio. Byron Reichstein struck out swinging. Brownlee behind in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Outside. Brownlee doesn't chase. Miller coming home as that one gets away from Mara. It'll score a run. So it's a 7-2 ball game. Cleveland continues to have to wait for that 500th RBI, but the Majors now trail by 5. So 2 runners in scoring position for London. DeOlio at second, Reyes-Cruz at third. Brownlee at the plate. Double-barreled action in the Maple Leafs bullpen, it looks like, unless there's just some standing going on the right side. Here's the pitch to Brownlee. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Timochko loaded the bases and then struck out two of the better hitters in this Majors lineup in Byron Reichstein and then Cleveland Brownlee. Brownlee giving some feedback to Joseph. Justin Mara taking a few steps out of the batters, or pardon me, out of behind the plate there to talk things over with Timochko. Junior Valdez warming up in the Toronto bullpen, and now Rob Butler, the Maple Leafs manager, is going to make his way out to the mound to the dismay of the home crowd. This is the loudest we've heard him tonight. We'll see if Butler allows Timochko to face Joseph or whether he brings Valdez into the ball game. Butler will let Timochko face him. It'll be an intentional walk. So Starling Joseph will be sent to first base on a on an intentional walk. So he will not get a chance to bat. And Dan Battelle will step into the batter's box. The base is loaded. Big spot for Battelle. 2 outs here in the inning. Joseph won't get a chance to hit. Battelle, we mentioned it earlier in the ball game, has driven in 7 runs on the season. First pitch from Timochko, high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Battelle takes a breaking ball up and away. Timochko getting frustrated. The one downside to that intentional walk of Joseph is if Timochko can't find the strike zone here, a run would score if he issues a free pass to Battelle. The only run that's come across this inning was on a wild pitch. Battelle, big swing at that pitch, comes up empty, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Over at third base, Reyes Cruz. At second, Deolio. At first, Joseph. Inside corner, strike 2 called. Battelle not happy with that one. Thought it was inside. Saying that was in, that was in. Snively, the home plate umpire, shaking his head. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Timochko trying to limit the damage and get away with only allowing 1 run. Pitch to Battelle, called strike 3. And now Dan Battelle's been thrown out of the ball game. He was arguing balls and strikes with the home plate umpire, and that's going to be all for Dan Battelle's evening. That'll do it for the bottom of the 6th here at Labatt Park. We'll take a quick break. Majors trail by 5. It's 7-2.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of MajorsTV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known
is low E. Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
Seventh inning about to get underway here from Labatt Park as Abdiel Velasquez will take over for the Majors on the mound. He is set to face the top of the Maple Leafs order, Jose Vinicio, Justin Mara, and John Salazzo. Velasquez took over for Edison Gonzalez last weekend. Pardon me, mistaken there. He did not throw in that game against the Guelph Royals. He did, however, take over for Owen Boone in the Friday night game against the Kitchener Panthers last weekend. The pitch to Vinicio, cut on miss for strike one. In that contest, Velasquez, threw an inning and a third, allowed 4 runs. Only one of them was earned, though. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Did not allow a hit in that outing. Majors lost that game by a score of 9-2. Here's the pitch, Vinicio in the air, center field. Tracking back on it is the center fielder, Drew Lawrence. He will make the catch, and there's one gone. Taking over for Dan Battelle at third base is Brett Graham for the Majors. Battelle, of course, ejected after arguing balls and strikes with the home plate umpire, Justin Snively. A pretty disappointing outcome to that inning for the Majors, who loaded the bases with nobody out, and then a strikeout of Byron Reitstein, a strikeout of Cleveland Brownlee, intentional walk to Starling Joseph as the first pitch to Justin Mara misses for ball 1. After the intentional walk, Battelle struck out as well, and the Majors were only able to push one across. A prime scoring opportunity, and they could only score 1 run. Here is the 1-0 from Velasquez. That's off the plate, up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Velasquez comes set. Here's the 2-0. Inside. 3 balls and no strikes from the big Majors righty. Here comes the 3-0 on the outside corner for a called strike 1 to Justin Mara. Mara talking it over with the home plate umpire after that call. 3-1, 1 away. Velasquez readies. Here's the pitch. Well up and away. DeOlio did a good job tracking that baseball down. And it'll be a 1-out walk from Abdiel Velasquez. John Salazzo steps into the batter's box. Salazzo's had a unique game, has walked 3 times, and has an infield single on a broken bat. And when I say broken, I mean broken. That bat shattered on impact. First pitch from Velasquez is a breaking ball for strike 1. Mara stands over at first base. Here's the 0-1 home. Breaking ball, drops in there again, 0-2. Majors pitching has conceded 13 walks. The lone pitcher to have not allowed a walk in this game, Cam O'Reilly, who came into the ball game with 4 walks and 1 strikeout, did not walk a batter in his 2 innings of work. Velasquez holds on a long time. The 0-2, another breaking ball, and he gets Salazzo to swing through that one. So it took 3 curveballs from Abdiel Velasquez to set down John Salazzo, and there are 2 gone now in the top of the 7th inning. And J.J. Dutton will step into the batter's box. Dutton 1 for 3. A walk, a single, a strikeout, and a ground out. Dutton lines that one hard down the right field line, drifting towards the corner, and it's a foul ball. Went all the way to the wall, but it's just a foul ball in the box score. And Velasquez can take solace in that. He's got Dutton behind in the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Standing over at first base is Justin Mara. The pitch. Breaking ball in there again, 0-2. Velasquez has been solid with that breaking pitch so far in this inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dutton will hustle to first base. Right side completes the out, and the side is retired. So Velasquez allows the base runner to reach Mara on the walk, but nothing more. As the Majors continue to trail by 5 as we head to stretch time here at Labatt Park. Stretch time at the ballpark means it's stretch time in the Game Day London broadcast booth. And normally, Noah and I would stand up and banter up here in the broadcast booth, but Noah's not here today. In case you're just joining us, it's his birthday. So happy birthday to Noah once again. We wished him a happy birthday off the top. We saw Alan Ross in the chat wishing Noah a happy birthday. And Junior Valdez is into the ball game. Valdez for Toronto into the game, the righty. Valdez this season, the native of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. 5 games, 4 starts. 1-1 of the .575 earned run average in 20 1/3 innings. Through 3 innings in the game against the Majors to open the season at Christie Pitts. Then through 3 1/3 against the Barrie Bay Cats. He's had his ERA inflated by 2 outings. One of them was a 4-inning outing against the Kitchener Panthers on May 25th where he conceded 4 earned runs. And then the second outing that inflated that ERA just a little bit was June 9th in Hamilton where he conceded 7 earned runs for the Maple Leafs. That was last Friday night. Reminds me of the Katy Perry song, Last Friday Night. I'm in the musical mood with the music playing over the speakers here at Labatt Park at stretch time. You see some fans still sticking around, the young fans are, at this point in the ball game, hoping their Majors can come back in this contest. They've got 3 more at-bats to do so before it's too late. Majors have been stifled by Maple Leafs pitching, and the stifling has kind of been a theme recently. They were stifled by Christian Hawk last Friday night of the Kitchener Panthers. The Bats just haven't been on it as of late. They did score 6 in Guelph on Saturday last week, but back-to-back weeks where they've had a hard time getting things going against opponents pitching as Junior Valdez gets set to face Drew Lawrence. Just start the bottom of the 7th inning. Lawrence is 1 for 2 on the day. Blooped a single. That scored the first Majors run of the contest earlier in the ball game. But he struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. Valdez comes set. Here's the pitch. Lawrence takes that one in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Look at the out-of-town scoreboard. If you're a Blue Jays fan, the Jays are up 2-1 on the Texas Rangers. Texas having a tremendous season so far. That one will miss outside. In case you missed it earlier on, we were fortunate enough to have host of Blue Jays Central, Jamie Campbell, on the broadcast for the entire 4th inning. It was a pleasure to talk to Jamie. We thank him for being so gracious with his time. Here is the 1-1 home. In there for a called strike on Lawrence. Didn't like the call. He'll step back and reset. Snively shaking his head. That's the home plate umpire, Justin Snively, saying, please get back in the batter's box. We saw in the Majors home opener, Austin Wilkie had a strike called on him for not getting back into the batter's box quickly enough. Here's the 1-2 from Valdez, breaking ball inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two, nobody out. Drew Lawrence leading things off. It's 8-9-1 for London in the frame. Lawrence, Candell, and Miller. Here's the pitch. That one's off the plate outside. 3-2. Valdez comes set out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. So Drew Lawrence leads off the bottom of the 7th inning with a base on balls, and the Majors have a base runner. They were able to load the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th, but couldn't push any across. So we'll see if their fortunes are better this go around as Keith Candell steps into the batter's box. We'll see if the bunt is on here, though in a 7-2 ball game, not sure if it will be. The pitch, inside, ball 1. You bunt Drew Lawrence over, you get him across, you're still down 4 runs. I think the goal is to get Candell aboard and get as many base runners as you can to try to cash them. If the ball game was 7-6, maybe there would be a bunt on here. Candell, obviously a phenomenal bunter. On the move is Drew Lawrence from first base. Candell swings and misses. The throw from Mara is towards the first base bag, and Lawrence will steal second on what looked to be a hit-and-run call. Candell came up empty on the swing, but Drew Lawrence able to make it up to second base with his speed. So he puts himself in scoring position in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Coming set is Valdez. Peeks back at Lawrence at second. Getting jumpy over there as that one hits the outside corner with a breaking ball. It's 1-2. Candell not happy with that call. He's behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Valdez readies. Peeks back at Lawrence, taking a couple of steps off the bag. And Candell fouls that off towards the first base side. Almost onto Wilson Ave with the way that ball was traveling. 1-2, nobody out. Coming set is Valdez into the squat, now back up. Lawrence taking a few steps off of second base. The pitch, Candell just does fight it off. Great job by Keith Candell, able to make contact. Remember, not all that long ago, Candell had 1 hit on the season, and it was a homer. That has since changed, of course, but it was a fun time for a guy who's not known for hitting long balls, and that was the only hit he had for a little bit there. 1-2 the count. Runner at second base. Here's the offering. Candell on the ground in the hole. Going to be a tough play. Vinicio, nice backhand stop. Throw to first is well up the line towards the Maple Leafs dugout. Lawrence heads to third, and he'll stop right there. Candell charges back to first so that he won't get tagged. Boy, oh boy, you think, what could have been right there? Vinicio will get charged with the error on that play. Drew Lawrence was about to run to third base on the throw from Vinicio, but he slipped. And not sure if the cameras picked that up. I missed it. I was looking at the play, not at our monitor here. Lawrence was trying to break to third base, and he slipped on the way there. And if he hadn't slipped, he'd be at third, and then when the throw got away, he could have scored. But either way, the Majors have runners on the corners with nobody out for Miles Miller, who tripled in his last trip to the plate. Here's the offering to Miller. Belted. Right field. Hit pretty well. Back on it is David Alvarez to the warning track. He leaps. Did he come down with that baseball? He did not. It's down. Lawrence trots in from third base. Candell charging hard for third. He will score. It is a 7-3 ball game as Miles Miller drives home the Majors' third run of the contest. Looks like that one's been ruled a hit for Miles Miller. A long fly ball to right field that Alvarez just could not track down out there. So now it's runners on the corners for Tommy Reyes-Cruz. Bottom of the 7th inning, still nobody out. The Majors have been pressing in the past couple of innings, but have not been able to trim the gap by a lot. They got one in the last inning, one so far here. Off-speed pitch that Reyes-Cruz swings right over the top of. On deck for the Majors, Eduardo De Olio. If they can stay away from a double play, then Byron Reichstein will have a chance this inning as well. 0-1 home. Outside corner to Reyes-Cruz. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Reyes-Cruz walked in the last inning when the Majors loaded the bases with nobody out and only scored one run. 0-2. Here's the pitch from Valdez. Reyes-Cruz flares that one. Shallow center. Is anybody going to get there? Dutton charging. He makes the grab. Tagging from third, Keith Candell. Throw to the plate is not in time. Reyes-Cruz, a sacrifice fly on a little flare into center field. Candell able to score. Miles Miller stays over at first. And all of a sudden, the Majors are within striking distance. It's 7-4. Eduardo De Olio will step into the batter's box now for London. Tying run is on deck. That's Byron Reichstein. Majors trail by 3. Miles Miller stands over at first base. Not running on the first pitch. That's on the outside corner, strike 1. Fans saying it was outside. From up here, it looked like it might have been, but home plate umpire's got the best view of it, and he thought it was a strike, so that's the call. 0-1, Miller running. That pitch comes in, and it hits De Olio. Valdez not happy, and I think that Justin Snively is going to talk to Rob Companion and Bob Blake, his fellow umpires, about whether De Olio leaned into that baseball. Justin Mara and Junior Valdez signaled it right away. Snively's original call was hit by pitch. He was adamant about that, but he's going to check just to confirm that he made the right decision. He'll converse with Companion and Blake, and they will award Eduardo De Olio first base. Justin Mara not happy with that decision, pleading his case to Snively, the home plate umpire. So the tying run comes to the plate with one away, and it's Byron Reichstein. Byron came up last inning with the bases loaded and could not make anything happen. Struck out swinging. He represents the tying run here. Cleveland Brownlee's on deck. Starling Joseph in the hole. First and second. Miller stands over at second. Plenty of speed over there. Less so over at first base where De Olio stands. Valdez takes a peek back at the second base bag. Vinicio creeping on Miller, and Valdez will step off. No action in the Maple Leafs bullpen. Rob Butler is allowing his import arm to face Reichstein here and the potential bats that will follow. Miller jumping off of second. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike on a breaking ball. Crowd unhappy, look to be in the zone. Oh and 1, one away. Valdez sets. The offering to Reichstein. In there, strike 2. So Byron has taken the first 2 pitches. They've both been strikes, and he's behind in the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Reichstein ready in the batter's box. Miller takes his lead off of second. DeOlio takes his lead off of first. The 0-2 home to Reichstein. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Reichstein goes down swinging. There are 2 gone, and it'll be up to Cleveland Brownlee in a big spot. Cleveland steps into the batter's box 0 for 3 on the day. We've mentioned it already on the broadcast. 499 career IBL RBIs. Here's the pitch. Brownlee swings through a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Number 500 stands at second base. If Brownlee can get a base hit into the outfield, you know Miller will score. He's got plenty of speed, and the outfield is shaded very, very deep. Setting is Valdez. Taking a peek back at Miller. Here's the pitch. Brownlee pops that one up on the infield. Tamani charging in. He will make the catch, and the side is retired. The Majors get 2 in the inning to climb a little closer. It's 7-4 Toronto after 7 here at Labatt Park. We'll be right back on Majors TV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
8th inning about to get underway. You get a great look at a Majors helmet there in the dugout, thanks to our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. Butch McLarty asking in the chat where our sponsor, Cucina Italian Kitchen, is located. Well, Butch, it's located in the Covent Garden Market. That's where you can find some of their delicious pastas and other meals. Honestly, and I know they're one of our sponsors, but even if they weren't, I would recommend them to anybody because this food is terrific. And I am a big fan. The first pitch to David Alvarez is hit hard towards second base. Played over there by Reyes Cruz. Throw to first is in plenty of time to get Alvarez for the first out. One quick out here in the top of the 8th, and that'll bring up Robin Fox-Pappas. Fox-Pappas 2 for 4 on the day. A single, 2 strikeouts, and a single. The offering from Abdiel Velasquez is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Velasquez has been solid through an inning and a third. Out of the Majors bullpen. Here's the pitch on the ground, right back to the mound. Velasquez has to bounce off quickly. A nice flip over to Reichstein at first, and there's two gone now. Here in the top of the 8th inning. We talked about how it is a little chilly at the ballpark earlier. Jamie and I discussed that in our interview. It is down to 15, feels like 14. And let me tell you, as the first pitch to Grant Tamani runs in and hits him. So Tamani will reach base for, I believe, the first time in the ball game. Correct. So Tamani finally reaches in his 5th plate appearance, thanks to a hit by pitch. I'm sure he would have preferred a less painful way of getting aboard. But as mentioned, it is 15, feels like 14 at Labatt Park right now. The sweaters are on in the Game Day London broadcast booth. It is cool, to say the least, and it remains a little smoky here at Labatt Park. The first pitch is going to miss inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away to Yoshi Ishihara. 1 for 4 on the day. That pitch will miss high for ball 2. Velasquez made quick work of the first 2 batters in the inning, Alvarez and Fox Pappas, but Tamani got hit by a pitch, and now Ishihara is ahead in the count, 2-0 on Velasquez. That one will miss high, 3-0. Velasquez shaking his head out there on the mound, thinking that one at least should have been called a strike. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Inside, and that one will clip Ishihara. So 2 straight batters hit. It looked like Velasquez reached back for a little something extra on that one, trying to force one in the strike zone, and it just slipped out of his hand and caught Ishihara. There's a little extra zip on that pitch. I think it was frustration from Velasquez not getting the 2-0 call his way, which made the count 3-0. So he was really trying to fire it into the zone and missed the zone completely. Instead, got Ishihara on the back. So Justin Murray will step in for the 5th time today. Murray's got a walk and a single, as well as a strikeout and a groundout. That one is going to miss for ball 1. They appeal down to first, and I don't think Murray swung, and you can't appeal a called strike call. 1-0 the count to Murray. Velasquez peeks back at second base. Here's the pitch, breaking ball. That one runs inside. 2-0. So that's 6 straight balls now for Abdiel Velasquez. 7 if you go back to the hit batter in Grant Tamani. Velasquez trying to regain control of the strike zone. 2-0 count. Pitch on its way. That one misses high. 3-0. Velasquez trying to finish off his second inning of work that started so well with 2 quick outs and has quickly ballooned into a dangerous situation for the Majors. That one is fouled off, and it's 3-1. It was a check swing foul off there from Justin Murray. Braden Farrington begins getting loose in the Majors bullpen. Here's the 3-1. That one will miss for ball 4. So Velasquez, very frustrated out there on the mound and animated as Rup Chanadad will head out to talk to his reliever. Certainly not a pitching change, I don't think, at least, because Farrington just got up in the bullpen. He's just beginning to throw. We'd like to take this mound visit to remind you that on Sunday, the Majors are back in action for the 12th annual Pack the Park game, sponsored by Foxwood Homes. Admission, it's free. Go get your tickets online at MajorsStore.com. They're also available at foxwood-homes.com/pack-the-park-2023, as you see on your screen there. Jose Vinicio steps into the batter's box here at Labatt Park with the bases loaded and 2 away, trying to keep this good Friday night going for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who lead by 3 in the top of the 8th. Abdiel Velasquez recorded 2 quick outs to start the frame. It was a ground out from David Alvarez and a ground out from Robin Fox Pappas. Then he hit Grant Tamani, issued a 4-pitch walk to Yoshi Ishihara, issued a 5-pitch walk to Justin Murray. The first pitch there from Velasquez is in there for a called strike. Infield is back, outfield is in. Joseph a little deeper than the other 2 outfielders as that one misses because he is the pull side. And if Vinicio were to drive one, it's more than likely to the pull side. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. 2 away. Velasquez readies. Here's the pitch, fastball. Vinicio on the ground. In the hole, right side over. Flips it to Velasquez at first, and the side is retired. So Velasquez pitches out of the bases loaded jam and slams the ball on his way back to the dugout out of frustration. More than likely with the strike zone. He was not a happy camper with that zone in the 8th inning. We'll take this time to give you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here in the Inter-County Baseball League tonight. 3 games going on this Friday. One of them is final. Barrie has beaten the Hamilton Cardinals by a score of 5-3 at Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium in Hamilton. Kitchener is up 10-3 at Arnold Anderson Stadium in the top of the 7th inning. That game remained close for a little while, but they have since distanced themselves and taken a 7-run lead. Of course, here at Labatt Park, it is 7-4 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Tell us where you're watching from. It's been a lot of ball game talk so far tonight. I'm on my own. Don't have JC with me. Don't have Noah with me. Let's chat, you and I. Where are you watching from tonight? Let us know in the chat. We'll see if we can give you a shout out on the broadcast here before the bottom of the 8th inning begins. The Blue Jays have defeated the Texas Rangers, I am told, 2-1, according to producer Matt Hiscock. So that can be included in your out-of-town scoreboard update. No hockey or basketball to update you on. Those 2 seasons ended. The Denver Nuggets, NBA champions, and the Vegas Golden Knights, NHL champions, winning the Stanley Cup in 2023. Majors trying to claw their way back in this contest. It's not been a lack of opportunities that have caused them problems tonight. The past couple of innings, they've loaded the bases and have not been able to score. Adriano Burgo telling me he's watching from London. I'm sure that's where the bulk of our viewers are watching from. I believe it was the game against the Brantford Red Sox a couple of weeks ago where we had a viewer from Malaysia. And it's not the first time we've had that viewer, a Red Sox fan from Malaysia. I don't know, I would assume that he's probably tuned into the Red Sox game tonight against Kitchener. But that was really cool. And I can't remember the gentleman's name, and I apologize, but he was watching from Malaysia. Get a look inside the Majors dugout as they look to get something going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They are slowly running out of time. They've chipped away. They've got a run at least in each of the last 3 innings. They scored 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, then 2 in the 7th. Starling Joseph is 1 for 2 on the day. Trying to begin a rally for the Majors. Brett Graham is on deck. He'll be getting his first trip to the plate tonight after coming on for the ejected Dan Battelle First pitch to Joseph, up and in with a fastball from Junior Valdez for ball one. Joseph falls down to the ground and then pops back up precipitously. Valdez comes set out there on the mound. The pitch cut on and missed by Joseph, and it's 1-1. Got lots of viewers in London. Mick's watching in London. Christopher's watching on King Street. 12 floors up, he says, and also on YouTube. He's got the ball game going two different ways, which is fun. Majors trail by a score of 7-4. Valdez ready out there on the mound as Joseph gets set in the batter's box. Here comes the 1-1 home. Off the plate outside, it's 2 balls and 1 strike now on the Majors right fielder. Mike saying he's beginning to get hungry in the chat. Well, I can recommend Cucina Italian Kitchen to you. 2-1. Here's the pitch to Joseph. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on the breaking ball there. So Joseph now in a 2-strike count, trying to stay alive and get on base for the Majors. They need all the base runners they can get, trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Labatt Park. We appreciate you tuning in on this Friday night, wherever you're watching from. Coming set is Valdez on the mound. Here is the 2-2 to Starling Joseph. Inside, ball 3. Came close, but did not get the call. Alan Ross telling me in the chat that the fan from Malaysia is actually Ann Chamberlain's brother, which is a cool little fact. And, of course, one of the biggest IBL fans out there, an avid Red Sox fan. Full count, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Junior Valdez against Starling Joseph. Here is the pitch. Joseph fouls that one off, straight back high in the air. I guess that's probably into a backyard off of Wilson Street. Didn't come rattling down in the press box. Full count, nobody out. Joseph trying to get on base here for London. Majors looking to avoid falling to 3 games under 500. They've got 2 innings to tie this thing up at least as Valdez goes into the squat, now pops back up. No action in the Leafs bullpen. Some guys standing around but no throwing. Here is the full count offering. Joseph in the air. Left field. Hit a mile at the warning track, Ishihara, and that ball is out of here. Starling Joseph. An 8th inning home run that puts the Majors within 2. That ball hung up in the air for a long time, and he's trying to get the crowd on their feet. As it's a 2-run ball game, you see Joseph trot home on our 519 jersey auction mobile camera. The Majors trail by just 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Joseph puts on the Venom mask to celebrate and goes back into the Majors dugout. That ball was sent so high in the air, it made me think it was into the river. But Ishihara thought he had a shot at that baseball, and he almost caught it. It was actually a bit of a wall scraper. But Joseph sent it so high, it had me fooled and had the crowd fooled, that it was an absolute bomb off the bat. Here's the pitch. Brett Graham will pull back a bunt attempt. It's his first trip to the plate of the ball game. He took over for Dan Battelle, as mentioned, when Battelle was ejected in his previous trip to the plate for arguing balls and strikes. Braden Farrington continues to throw in the Majors bullpen. He'll be joined out there by Scott Janice, not to throw. Janice has already worked in the ball game, but just to chat. The pitch, Graham checked his swing. Did he go? No, says Rob Companion, the first base umpire. 2-0. The Majors trail by 2. It is 7-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. At one point, they trailed 7-0. The bullpen has been stellar. Janice allowed 1 run. O'Reilly didn't allow any over 2 innings. Velasquez didn't allow any over 2 innings. Graham swings through that one. It is 2-1. Majors had chances with the bats, but haven't been able to put any across in bulk. Bases were loaded 2 innings in a row in the 6th and in the 7th, but the Majors couldn't push any runs across. 2-1 count. Here is the pitch to Brett Graham. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Valdez has thrown 34 pitches through an inning, plus 2 batters now, including Graham. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Majors' third baseman. The pitch on its way. Fouled straight back to the screen by Graham. He gets a piece and will stay alive. And that foul ball actually caught our microphone that is placed right behind the plate and shot it back onto a step. So Matt Hiscox wasted no time in going down there to recover the fallen microphone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, Graham flares that one, foul territory. It will get up and out of play. That one hit the press box roof, but not close enough to us for me to jump. And if you've been watching since 2019, you know that I jump when these balls hit the roof. So that one not close, not quite close enough. Graham ready in the batter's box. Valdez set out there on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-run ball game all of a sudden after the Starling Joseph home run. Crowd is right back into it. Graham continues to battle. Fights that one off as well. 7 pitch at bat so far for Brett Graham. Looking to prolong it. I expect Braden Farrington to take over in the bullpen in the 9th inning, but we'll see if Velasquez maybe gets another crack at it. He's been solid so far. Graham fouls that one straight back to the screen. Got a piece. 8 pitches now that he's seen from Junior Valdez. A little bit of throwing, it looks like, maybe in the Maple Leafs bullpen. The arm's got a sweater on because, as mentioned numerous times in the broadcast, it is chilly. Junior Valdez wearing the long sleeves tonight. I don't blame him. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brett Graham, looking to win this battle. Here's the pitch from Valdez. Graham on the ground to shortstop. Vinicio charging hard. Going to be a tough play. On the run, throw to first. Pulled Fox Pappas off the bag, and Brett Graham will reach. Graham battled and battled and battled. Hit that one on the ground to shortstop. And the throw from Jose Vinicio pulled Robin Fox Pappas off the base, which allows Brett Graham to reach. And so the Majors have a base runner with nobody out, and Drew Lawrence stepping up to the plate. Alan Ross asking in the chat if anybody's scoring, because it feels like a ton of runners have been left on base. 15 have been left on base by the Majors, 7 for the Maple Leafs. Not an overly big lead for Graham at first base. Squaring around to bunt is Drew Lawrence. Pulls back, ball 1. Correction, I've got that flipped, Alan. You're right. 15 have been left on by the Leafs, 7 by the Majors. I was looking at the pitching stats. Here's the 1-0. Squaring around is Lawrence. That one will miss for ball 2. Offensively, the Majors have left 7 runners on, and the Maple Leafs have stranded 15. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Lawrence has squared around on the first 2 pitches and pulled back successfully. Will he square around here on 2-0? No. That pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Lawrence doesn't like it. Steps back and gets set. Once again, looks at the signs from third base coach Brent Wales. Two and 1 the count. Valdez ready on the mound. The offering to Drew Lawrence. In the air, right field. Shallow. Moving over is the right fielder Alvarez. He will make the catch and there's one gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Keith chants get rolling, and you know that means that Keith Candell is stepping into the batter's box here for the Majors. He's got Brett Graham over at first base, trying to get on and put the tying run aboard. He represents the tying run right now. Candell has a home run of the season. That was in Barrie, and man, some guys just love hitting in certain ballparks, and Keith Candell loves hitting in Barrie at Vintage Throne Stadium. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Candell on the year, hitting 111. Want to know the count. Running from first base is Graham. Candell swinging. It was a hit and run, and he fouled it off. It's 1-1. Graham got a pretty good jump over at first base. It was going to be close, though. One ball, one strike, one out. Candell set in the batter's box. Valdez ready out there on the mound. On the move once again is Graham. Candell swings and misses. The throw from Mara is there in plenty of time. And the second hit and run attempt proves unsuccessful as Brett Graham gets caught stealing second base. That is the risk with that decision to call a hit and run if there's a pitch that Candell just can't get to. And that's no fault of Candell's. That pitch nearly hit him, but he swung because that's what he had to do on the hit and run. And they were able to throw out Brett Graham as that is a called strike 3 to end the bottom of the 8th inning. The Majors get one here in the bottom of the 8th as well. They continue to trail in this contest now by a deficit of 2. We'll be back shortly for the top of the 9th here on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park for the top of the 9th inning between the Majors and the Maple Leafs. You get a look at the scoreboard there and the line score. Majors have scored 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. The Maple Leafs 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Majors have left several runners on base. After that last inning, they remain at 7 runners left on base, I should say, because Brett Graham was thrown out trying to steal second base. The Maple Leafs have left 15 runners on so far in the contest. Braden Farrington is on out of the bullpen to take over for the London Majors in the top of the 9th inning. Farrington has seen lots of action over the past couple of seasons and lots of action in his time with the Majors. He's been a London Major for quite a while. Action in the Toronto bullpen as Farrington throws his first offering to Justin Marr off the plate for ball 1. Farrington this season 6 games, 5 2/3 innings, has an ERA of 11.11. He last worked last Saturday against the Guelph Royals. That's in there for a called strike. Now, a guy who has great numbers against Braden Farrington is Justin Mara, and Justin Mara just so happens to be at the plate right now for Toronto. Here is the 1-1. Breaking ball, that's low, and it is 2 balls and 1 strike. James Wilson getting loose in the Toronto bullpen. They've used up pretty much all the guys in their lineup card. Here is the 2-1. Swing and a miss from Mara. It is 2-2. Merrick Deska, Wilhenis Alvarado, and Ryan Burnside. The 3 guys who have not been used by the Maple Leafs, assuming that James Wilson comes into the ballgame, as well as Adam Mara, as that one is cut on and missed for strike 3. Braden Farrington leads off the top of the 9th inning with a strikeout of Justin Mara, and there's 1 gone. John Salazzo will step into the batter's box now for the Maple Leafs. Majors trying to get out of this inning as quickly as possible and head back on the sticks for the bottom of the 9th. They'll have the top of the order coming up. Miller, Reyes, Cruz, DeOlio. First pitch from Farrington. Bounces in for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 1 away. The offering from Farrington off the plate. It is 2 balls and no strikes here. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. Farrington ready on the mound. Here's the offering to Salazzo. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Two and one away. Here is the offering. Breaking ball. Ooh, just missed. According to the home plate umpire, it is 3 balls and 1 strike from Braden Farrington. Top of the 9th inning here, 7-5 Toronto. 3-1 the count from Farrington to Salazzo. That one will miss low for ball 4. So John Salazzo has walked yet again. Salazzo, that is now his 4th walk of the game. He's 1 for 2, a single, a strikeout, and 4 walks. The Majors pitching staff in the ball game has issued 15 base on balls. Ryan Burnside steps up to the plate for Toronto. Burnside, a 2-way player, pitched earlier this season here at Labatt Park for Toronto. He is taking over for J.J. Dutton. Burnside, a former Hamilton Cardinal. Here's the pitch, outside corner, just off, ball 1. Robin Fox Pappas, another former Hamilton Cardinal. Jeff Lounsbury, of course, as that one fouled off. Jeff Lounsbury took over as general manager of the Maple Leafs, former Hamilton Cardinals GM. And he's taken a lot of his guys with him to Toronto. Fox Pappas, Timochko is a former Cardinal. Burnside, a former Cardinal. Here is the 1-1. Breaking ball, low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Salazzo, former Hamilton ball player as well, but that was a while ago. He's been a Leaf for quite some time now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Here's the pitch, outside corner this time. Farrington's got it. It's 2-2. You can see on your screen from the center field camera our cameraman Jeremy McGrady sitting there cold looking in his sweater, and that's how we all feel at the ballpark tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Farrington on its way. Breaking ball, no bite from Ryan Burnside. 3-2. Crowd trying to cheer on Farrington. We'll see if they put the runner Salazzo in motion here. Full count, 1 away. Burnside ready in the batter's box. Salazzo not running. Burnside hits that one hard off the leg of Reichstein. Bouncing towards Farrington and Reyes Cruz. It'll be scooped up by the Majors. And the Majors trying to say that it hit the leg of John Salazzo and not the leg of Byron Reichstein, which is creative. But unfortunately for London, not really fooling anyone. Not a bad attempt, I suppose. It looked to me pretty clearly like it hit Reichstein. But they're the guys in the field. Maybe they saw something I didn't. Umpires, however, agree with me. And there are runners over at first and second now with 1 away. David Alvarez in the batter's box for Toronto. 0 for 3 on the day. That one is in there for a called strike 1. Alvarez, 2 walks, a double play, a pop out, and a ground out. He's had some pretty good at-bats tonight, but still looking to crack the hit column. He's got a runner in scoring position, so it would be a good time to do that. Alvarez with the light blue bat that he's working tonight. That one in the air left field. Moving back on it, Miles Miller originally stepped in, gets sorted out there and makes the catch for the second out of the top of the 9th inning. Good play there by Miller. Had to run a bit of a ways and turned himself around a few times, but able to track that one down. So that'll bring up Robin Fox-Pappas, 2 for 5 in this evening's contest. 2 strikeouts, 2 singles, and a ground out. He drove in the first run for Toronto. Pardon me, the second run for Toronto in this ballgame. The first was driven in on a walk. 1 out to get for Farrington before the Majors head back on the bats, down 2, looking for some late-night magic at Labatt Park. Here's the pitch. Fox-Pappas hits that one hard to third base. Brett Graham will make the play and touch the bag himself to retire the side. So Farrington gets through a scoreless top of the 9th inning. Now the Majors will have a chance to get some hits together and look to come back in the contest. If you are looking for a perfect spot to start when you want to get these hits strung together and a chance to come back in the contest, it is the top of your order. And that is exactly where the Majors will be to begin the bottom of the 9th inning. Miles Miller will lead things off. Miller is 2 for 4 today. He's got a single and a triple. Those were in his last 2 at-bats after 2 flyouts in his first 2. He'll be followed by Tommy Reyes Cruz. Reyes Cruz has walked in the ball game today. Does not have a hit. He's popped out to the catcher. He's flown out, and he's been out on a sacrifice fly to center field. So he has driven in a run, but no hit. And then Eduardo De Olio is the last man due up. He has struck out twice on pitches in the dirt, walked, and been hit by a pitch. So he's been on twice, but doesn't have a hit. Majors are looking to get something going. It is a new arm for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and not the arm we were looking at in the bullpen. That is that Wilhelmus Alvarado? Is that a 47 or a 42 on the jersey? Well, there is no 42 on the lineup card. We think maybe it's Wilhelmus Alvarado, but he's listed as 47. If anybody in the chat has any idea who this is, please let us know, because there's no 42 listed on the lineup card. The only guys who haven't been used are James Wilson, Adam Mara, Marek Deska, and Wilhelmus Alvarado. None of those guys are listed as 42, pardon me. So it is Wilhelmus Alvarado into the ball game, trying to close this thing out for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Thank you to everyone in the chat who responded to my cry for help. As Wilhelmus Alvarado comes into the ball game to face Miller, Reyes Cruz, and Deolio. Majors looking to come back in this contest. Here comes the offering from Alvarado into the windup. That's ball one, misses high. Alvarado into the windup. The offering on its way, up and in on Miller. It is 2-0. Crowd getting into it with Alvarado on the mound, trying to will their team to victory. 2-0. That one's in there for a strike, though, from Alvarado. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Alvarado shakes once, then gets the sign he wants from Mara. Here's the pitch. Flared into shallow right field by Miles Miller. He's got himself a base hit. That may have broken the bat. If not, it certainly jammed him. A little bloop into shallow right. It is broken. Oh boy, I don't know how I didn't see that. That thing snapped. I think Justin Snively's still picking up the pieces, the home plate umpire there. Still has some wood to give back to the Majors dugout as Miller reaches with a broken bat single. And the tying run steps to the plate in the form of Tommy Reyes Cruz. Now this move to the bullpen for Alvarado is good on 2 fronts for Toronto, because Alvarado, not only a great arm, but he's also a lefty. And this part of the Majors order, beginning with Miller, then Reyes Cruz. Deolio is a righty as that one goes to the backstop, and Miles Miller will reach second base. All of a sudden, the Majors have a runner in scoring position. Just to go back to that, lefty Alvarado on the mound faces the lefty Miller, the lefty Reyes Cruz, the righty Deolio, but then another lefty in Byron Reichstein. So this is a grouping of lefties. 3 out of the 4 batters at the top of the Majors order are left-handed, and the lefty Alvarado out of the bullpen. This seems to be a matchup that favors the Maple Leafs. So smart play by Rob Butler, you'd think, for Toronto. We'll see if that comes to fruition, though. Crowd getting into it, trying to cheer on Reyes Cruz. He's got Miles Miller over at second base. Alvarado takes a peek back. Here's the pitch. Inside, it hits Reyes Cruz. So 2 pitches, 1 to the backstop, 1 off the elbow of Tommy Reyes Cruz. And the tying run stands over at first base as Eduardo Deolio's big bat saunters into the batter's box. Reyes Cruz a little bit frustrated there. Talked to the home plate umpire, Snively, and the first base umpire companion, Jose Vinicio, trying to calm down his arm. The winning run is at the plate in the form of Eduardo Deolio. The tying run stands at first base. That's Tommy Reyes Cruz. Miles Miller, he's over at second. Coming set is Alvarado. Takes a peek back at Miller. The offering. That one in there. Good break on that pitch, and it's 0-1. Wilhelmus Alvarado on the season, a .507 earned run average in 5 1/3 innings. 10 strikeouts in that work. Breaking ball up high. Ball 1. Reyes Cruz, big lead off of first. Mara fake to throw. Miles Miller at second. Tommy Reyes Cruz at first. Wilhenis Alvarado on the mound. And Eduardo De Olio at the plate. Alvarado peeks back at second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball off the plate, up and away. 2-1. Maple Leafs, no action in the bullpen. Alvarado taking his time out there on the mound, trying to reset. Two and one. Here's the pitch. Up and away, ball 3. At one point, the Majors trailed by a score of 7-0. Now it's 7-5. Here's the pitch to De Olio, in there for a strike. On the outside corner. Full count to the Majors catcher. Byron Reichstein waits on deck. Crowd getting into it, trying to cheer on De Olio. He represents the winning run. Alvarado peeks back at second. The pitch, inside corner, strike 3 called. Eduardo De Olio gets rung up on strikes. And there's one gone here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The good thing for the Majors is that they're in a nice part of their order to drive home some runs. Byron Reichstein steps in. Reichstein, though, on the day, 0 for 4. An atypical night for Byron Reichstein. Alvarado comes set out there on the mound, peeks back at Miller at second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, misses, ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 1 away, 2 on. The pitch to Reichstein. In there, strike 1. Count gets evened up with 1 away. 2 runners on. Cleveland Brownlee on deck. The 1-1 home from Alvarado. Breaking ball in there. Strike 2. That breaking ball moves so sharply and so aggressively that it makes it difficult to read for the hitters. Alvarado comes set, trying to set down Reichstein. Here's the pitch. Reichstein swings through it, strike 3. So the Majors' first 2 batters of the inning got on. The next 2 have struck out. And the last chance for London is Cleveland Brownlee. You want drama? You got drama in a game that once looked so unpromising for the Majors. Down 7-0 in the 4th inning. They've clawed all the way back. They trail by 2. Cleveland Brownlee stands at the plate, needing 1 RBI to reach 500 on his illustrious IBL career. He takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Brownlee represents the winning run. Though the Majors would take a ball hit far enough into the gap that they can score at least the tying run, or even a base hit to score 1 run and keep the line moving. Joseph waits on deck. Taking a peek back at second base is Alvarado. Here's the pitch. Brownlee swings through that one. It's 0-2. Majors down to their final strike. 0-2 count. 2 away. Brownlee in the box. Miller at second. Reyes Cruz over at first. The pitch from Wilhenis Alvarado. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The Majors came oh so close to clawing back, but with flair and drama, Wilhelmus Alvarado is able to close the door for the Maple Leafs, and they are victorious in this contest by a score of 7-5. Toronto continues to live near the top of the standings with a big win here tonight in a game where it looked like they were in control from the start. They nearly squandered a lead and moved to 9-5 on the season. Just a few games back of the Welland Jackfish, who sit in first place. Sam Green, a very solid outing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was followed by a good performance from the Maple Leafs bullpen in relief here tonight at Labatt Park, allowing them to earn this victory here over the London Majors. Back up here in the Game Day London broadcast booth, we welcome you inside, and we thank you for tuning in tonight. The Majors lose this ball game by a score of 7-5, and I mentioned it earlier on in the ninth inning. It wasn't because of a lack of opportunity. The Majors had plenty of chances to score runs and just simply could not capitalize. When it came down to it, they weren't able to push runs across. In the sixth and the seventh innings, they loaded the bases, but they couldn't score any runs more. They couldn't score any more, I should say, than one or two runs in those frames. They couldn't get bulk runs when they needed to come back in this contest, and that's what ended up costing them in this game. In the ninth inning, they got two runners on, but could not push them across. It was two runners on with nobody out. DeOlio, Breitschein, and Brownlee were all retired, and that's a credit to this Maple Leafs pitching staff, which was very solid here tonight in this contest and have been very solid all year long. The Majors, however, need to figure out something, some formula that will allow them to score some more runs when the opportunities present themselves, because they most certainly did here tonight at Labatt Park. Anthony Benitez had his first outing as a London Major, not quite the way he would have liked, but the Majors nearly came back in this contest. A phenomenal performance by the Majors bullpen. Skylar Janice surrendered one run. Cam O'Reilly went two scoreless. Abdiel Velasquez went two scoreless. And then Braden Farrington finished things off with a scoreless inning of work as well. So the bullpen, a highlight for the Majors in today's game. The Majors are back in action on Sunday for the annual Pack the Park game, sponsored by Foxwood Homes. Admission is free to that contest, so make sure you get your tickets online in the London Majors team store. Well, tonight was a very fun broadcast despite the result. A big thank you to Jamie Campbell for donating some of his time in the fourth inning to chat with us here on Majors TV. A big thank you to Cal Johnstone, our director, and Matt Hiscox, our producer. My name is Dylan Baker. We'll talk to you again on Sunday. We're back to Park.